Hello, and welcome to another episode of Casual Cactus and the Glassbreakers Guild. We are short Steven. He is not here yet, but he is on his way. He's just running a little bit behind. And Nate is out of state visiting with family. So we're going to be a little bit short getting things started here. Thank you, Poser. Woohoo! 52 months. Wow. That's...
Damn,
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Poser.
And thank you for being here. Yeah, we're excited to have you here. But we're just getting started. We're running a little short-handed to start with, but we'll have Steven when he gets here. A few quick reminders just as we get started. Also, everything winds up on our YouTube channel, so go out there to YouTube and search for that. Or go out to YouTube, search for Casual Cactus, and you'll be able to find us. We put everything out there that we do video-wise. So everything is... Come on in. We've already told everybody you're late, so everyone knows.
And they can't see you
And
coming
they
in
can't
because
see you
it's just
coming in
focused
anyway.
on...
Until I do this.
Is in
Arkansas.
another state.
So all of the video content does wind up on YouTube, so you can go search for it. Yeah, we're just shooting from the hip today, guys. Sorry about that. We do also run our Discord server. Got to find the button. We use it primarily to let you guys know what the schedule is going to be. Although here lately haven't been so good about it. Sorry. But yeah, those are the things. I've said the things, so now we can do the thing. So, who would like to do?
I have no memory.
I'm not sure. You were the last one.
I was apparently so low on bandwidth last time that I did not take
it
notes.
was one of these two that were
Oh, was
last
it?
because I saw Steven.
Oh, was Steven?
and that's what triggered me.
Well, this
So
is
let's give it to
somebody
Oh,
who
you-
remembers things.
let's give it to
The one
Braden.
that remembers
Braden.
things.
I mean,
Write
I
things
usually-
down.
Let's give it to
Usually.
our.
Oh sure, play the memory
Write
card.
a memory card.
I don't have a memory card. That is the problem.
She forgot it. It's
Yes.
not here.
Bullshit. Let's see.
Yes, tell
We
us.
began the. Where did we begin?
That's always my issue. Is I can never remember.
I need to start putting like a star. Right
Like,
where-
this is where the
This is why I change colors every time I take notes.
Okay, here we go. Sydney states her concerns about Castian. That was half an hour.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
It was a good half an hour.
It was a good half an hour. I'm just stating the fact that I wrote one sentence per half an hour. We decided to go to Cassius's place again for help. Cassius has an interest in Cassius has an interest in Castian's business. He wants to merge it into his own. Unfortunately, he has no more help he can provide with the dehumidifier. Lucas was given a copy of The Voyage of the Demeter to see if there's a parallel with the story. I thank you for that as well. From Rain, or Cassius caught on to it, we learned that Lyra is pregnant and Rain is thrilled. Cassius gives Rain a midwife, Eliza. Eliza, wait, hold on. Hi. Forgot to write something. We go back to Castian's shop. Eliza is a disguised dragonborn and telepates Rain and Lyra to Setterton to live and have their child. Rain gives some stuff to Lucas. Artemis is introduced. He is asked by Mistress Odessa Corell to investigate Simi on, for whatever reason, we're still unsure. Artemis, son of Nun, is a human monk, late 50s. Sydney finds out that there is someone who wishes to audit her. We decide to go to the contract or meet the contact at a garden. Lucas has a catastrophist time.
That's
Trips,
great.
falls in a bush. Bush is poisonous. Artemis tries to help. Killian pulls him away to hide. Lucas is poisoned and will have rash. Lucas recognizes him. He's part of the internal affairs of the Order. It was a little tense, so we go back to Simi's place to have a conversation. We learn that Artemis has worked with the Rebellion and Acherai sent him. We also learn that because of this, it seems like Simi is under watch by the Order. Artemis has radiant abilities that would help with the issue with aboard the Demetrius. And then we head back to Castian's store. Killian's plan in 4 parts. 1, infiltrate the dry dock. Killian will auger the bottom of the boat or the hull. We also need a distraction for that point. 2, steal the sarcophagus with Killian's transposition. 3, the rest of us must protect him from the spawns while this occurs. 4, bad guy in box. And then finalized plan. So, that is all we have so far.
I want you to know that the only note I have from last session is, and I quote, "We have a very dangerous mirror." That is it. That is all I wrote down.
Yep.
We were all batting 1,000 last time. Thank you, Braden, for being the one of us that actually kept up.
Well, you should think one of my characters would actually be smart enough to take notes.
I like that you only take notes if your
His
character
character
is
was
smart
smart enough, yep.
Yep. That, as you can see through the various games we have played, other than Henry, I have not taken notes because my characters are not smart enough to take notes. So therefore, I only remember what my brain remembers. So.
Which is a lot, to be fair, Brayton.
I do remember a considerable amount.
You do,
Yep,
I'm
you do.
impressed.
And I couldn't remember the word for shelf today.
It's because
I was
you're
just
so
like, can you
full
put
of
that on the
thing.
the thing that like is a ladder but longer shelf.
It's like a ladder but longer.
Wow. Okay.
It was a very bad day.
He's not wrong.
No, he's not long.
It's like a
He's not
ladder
wrong.
but longer.
It's just like I had somebody point out today that sports in all their varieties are just various versions of fetch and keep away. That is all sports. All sports fall into the category of fetch or keep away.
You're not wrong.
Curling.
No, I'm currently trying to think if there's like
No,
curling. Actually,
curling is keep away.
Curling is keep away.
Gymnastics.
Okay.
You gotta keep
one
away
could
from the
argue-
ground.
one could argue that it is not a sport. But I will give you.
Hey,
I would
to be fair,
argue.
I would
that-
argue performance.
Yeah, I would
more
argue
than-
gymnastics is a performing art.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I will give you that one. Yes.
Okay.
Any of them that involve any kind of a ball, for sure.
Track.
That's just a really advanced form of keep away.
You're trying to keep away distance from other people.
Okay.
Faster.
There's some calculus involved.
Okay. Fine.
One could argue that you win track by maximizing the distance between everyone else, yourself, and the finish line.
Haven't even done anything
Thank you,
yet.
Gage.
Well, no, hold on. Keith didn't bring those. Those were Steven.
What?
Yeah,
That is
those
true.
were
The
Steven.
pistachios.
I don't
Oh
know
my
that the
goodness,
disadvantage was. I don't know that that was in direct correlation to that. I think
Here,
Gage
have
might have just been,
Have some.
yeah.
Eat them through the camera.
You
They're
just need
delicious.
much longer arms.
I will remind Lucas, because I went through and I cleared some stuff out
Oh.
that had canceled out, and for characters that are no longer at the table. Lucas has a temporary expertise on the table,
Okay.
so
I'll keep
remember
in
that.
mind. We used to have post-it notes.
We do still somewhere.
do?
They're either over there or there's a bunch of them.
That's fine. I'll just mentally remember.
Because you're good like that. Don't hurt yourself now.
Busting no front.
don't see them.
That's fine. I can
Awesome.
try to remember.
Okay, Keith. Because I took really bad notes. Oh, hang on. Let me check another place. Is that where? No. Can I get the stats on this mirror of blasting?
50 foot.
I at least have this. I can do.
Oh, wait. It was written on.
It was written down
Okay.
somewhere because I gave it to you so
Yeah,
that you
that's
would
what I
remember
just
it.
remembered.
Maybe check Danny's stash of stuff.
It's
Yeah,
cute
Danny,
that you
what's in
think
your
that I
stash?
have a stash of stuff that has anything for other people. Why would I have things for other people?
I mean, I
It was
handed it
handed
off.
to me.
I handed it off. So if you don't have it, then
Don't say that.
That we don't remember.
then you don't have it.
Then you lost the item.
You lost the item.
Did we lose the item or did we just forget how it works? Because one of those I feel like has a lot more humor involved.
That was a note. That was a note from this game, though.
I do not know. I don't have it.
I mean, the problem is I suspect that this table has been cleaned off since I left the note here.
What, 2 weeks ago? For shame.
Yeah, I do not possess a note.
Neither do I.
I'm sorry if I cleaned
No,
an important item.
Well, I remember that it did a lot of damage. I remember that...
Please don't hold that against the other players, DM. It was probably my fault.
Well, it wasn't your note. No, like very specifically, I didn't give it to you.
Yeah, because you were like, hey, give it back. And Nate was like, he won't give it to you.
And I, like a good DM, did not keep the note or a copy of it for myself to know what it did. Oh, here's your chalice, by the way.
I have that one written down in my notes.
Sorry.
No, that's fine.
Give me 2 minutes.
I was about to say, is this a thing that exists
Why? Because you
online
need
somewhere?
to load up the...
That's what I'm doing. Give me a minute.
I also remember it used No, because the damage was like dice plus a d20 plus your Arcana roll for
Yep.
damage.
And I didn't write it down because we had it written down.
Uh-huh.
Braden's on it, Keith. Oh, he's like,
Okay, he's listening back to what I said.
Okay, this is on a decently sized piece of paper, too.
was that? I didn't think that.
It's on Twitch. It's not on YouTube.
Gotcha.
It is on a full sheet of paper.
It is on a full sheet
It
of
was on a
paper.
full sheet of paper. So wherever that full sheet of paper went, it is where it is. That's alright.
We can. We'll figure it out.
The problem is we want to use it right now.
Is it an existing item someplace?
No.
No,
That
that's
was
the
one
problem.
you made up? Ah, dang it.
Oh no, it was on a post-it note.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought
Yeah,
it
it
was
It's not that.
was on like one of those, but I don't know where it went.
Was it a post-it or a...
It was on a notepad.
An
Whatever
index
the
card?
index card.
Oh, index card.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I can look at my note, the binder, and see if something got shoved in there.
Did you actually read it out?
I am
loud?
attempting to figure that out now.
I think he did.
I read out part of it. I don't remember if I read out all of it.
All of it. Yeah, and I don't remember what I did because I did it on the fly. And did not keep a copy for
I
myself.
mean, conveniently, that does mean that technically you could do it on the fly again.
True.
I remember
It just may not be as...
It was a 50-foot line.
Yeah,
it's 5 feet wide.
50 foot.
The damage was either 3 or 4 d6s or d8s plus a d20 plus your Arcana.
Do we know where Nate's
and
stuff
I
is?
believe.
Nate's character sheet.
I don't know where.
Oh no, he has it on.
Yeah,
his
he has
on
it.
Yeah,
his
he's got
I
his on
believe
the-
it had 10 charges. And
Yeah, but there was some gnarly stuff if you used all 10 of them.
Yeah, if you used the last charge, there was a chance that something happened, and I don't remember what that something is. I do remember thinking, okay, that's really bad, so let's not ever use the very last charge unless we have to.
Could it be a doom on you situation?
Didn't it like open a rift to the astral
Yes,
plane?
that's it. Open it because it was the same as the bag of holding. Yeah, it opens a rift to the astral plane and sucks everybody within like 20 feet in.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I tell you what, we can hand him an index card and have him write the parts he does remember, and then you can add stuff to it, so it's not you. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, and then you can.
And I will
add
edit
some
as necessary.
Shenaniganery. It's all good.
Yeah. Okay. And now that we have thoroughly derailed the start of the
Sorry.
Sorry for the slow
session,
start, guys.
I had Brayden pick me some magical items.
Oh.
Their delight.
Oh, good.
What do you mean? Oh, you're the one who picked them.
Yeah, I gave him like a list of like 30.
Oh.
I did not take 30.
I gave him a list of 30. I don't know what he picked of the 30.
Keith, 3d6, 3d8, 4d6, 48. I remember it was either 3 or 4, and I remember it was either 6s or 8s.
I think it was 40-10, wasn't it?
no.
I don't think so. Because I remember thinking the crazy part was that I could add a d20 to the damage.
Well, it's an arcana roll is
Yeah.
what it is. So it's let's go 3d6 plus arcana. It might have been more than that originally, but as I was thinking about it as you were reading it, it's like, oh, that's not so.
And radiant damage, just straight
Yes,
out, right?
it was radiant. Correct.
Okay, other thing I don't recall, could we use multiple charges at once to create...
That's what it was. That's what it was. It was. I think the mechanic was, it was that damage per charge.
Yeah.
I'm going to alter that. I'm going to alter that.
Every extra charge adds one more die?
Yeah. So you get the Arcana roll, and you start. Let's actually bump it down to a single d6.
Okay.
For each charge, you add another d6, up to a possibility of 10. And then the recharge was what?
I remember it was at dawn. I
It was
don't
at
remember if it
dawn.
was one charge per day or if it was your standard, it gets all its charges back.
I don't think it was either of those. I think it was a roll. Let's call it a.
Like 1d4 plus 1 or something.
Yeah, let's call it a. Let's do a d6 minus 1.
Fun fact.
Okay.
We did not mention what it did.
Yeah, because I remember I
Yeah.
specifically
We
did
did not
not,
mention what it
tell
did,
everyone
But
what it
I
did
know
so that people
by the
would
end
want
of
it.
end of the game, it was on
Yeah.
your thing. So
Okay.
that's all I can tell you.
So let me, if you don't mind, let me
Allow me to
look at it and
proofread.
make sure that I'm not missing something.
Lance just writes down on it, it kills whatever it hits.
and my pen as
Oh.
well.
How dare you, sir?
Okay, 50 by 5, 10 charges.
Oh, you took
against
that one,
charges at dawn, 1d6 minus 1, 1d6
Oh,
plus
you did both.
your
Oh,
arcana,
interesting. Okay.
1d6 per charge. And then, yeah, the only other thing from that would be when you use the last charge, there is a percentage chance that you open a rift to the astral plane.
Fun.
Further question.
Yeah.
Is this it just deals damage to anything in its path? Is it an attack roll? Is it a saving throw on their end?
You know what? I didn't think that far.
I mean, I feel like for a magic item, you could just go with it just gets to deal the damage if they're in it because it's a limited use, but...
Also, you know.
But I would assume like a Constitution saving throw.
Or a dex.
Or
to
dex
get
save,
Or dex.
probably.
Dex
Um,
makes sense.
We'll call it a dex save based on that arcana that you roll for the damage.
Wait.
Wait,
So
hold on. That could get
The
complicated.
save is what is the value of my Arcana roll, or I make
Yes.
a spell save DC using my Arcana? Are we doing a formula where I take 8 plus my intelligence plus my Arcana, or is this a just whatever I roll?
1 plus 4, DC 5.
I like the idea of it being what you roll
Okay.
as part of the attack.
Oh,
because
alright.
because you could because that gives the ability for that to go very badly wrong.
What's your Arcana?
8
Okay.
or 12, depending if I use my expertise.
But you can't use it right now, right?
I mean,
It's a-
Anybody could use it if I hand it to
You
them.
know what? Nah.
That's why I was like, that's fine,
Yeah,
Keith. But like
no.
you, the floor just became.
you've been getting shit on a lot the last 2
Yeah,
episodes.
no,
Let's go a little
The
easier. on you.
DC is so the DC is 8 plus
Plus the value of the Arcana of the person using it. Okay.
8 plus what I guess it'd be intelligence.
Intelligence plus if you're
Proficiency.
proficient. I mean, for me, this means that the DC is a 16.
That would be the same for me.
Yeah.
That works.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're so good. They burn my tongue, but they're
Okay.
so good.
That's a big
Pardon me
okay.
while I
Uh,
duplicate so that this doesn't happen
You
again.
could just take a picture, Keith.
I could.
DM tip: if you write a large stack of notes and then you're just like, well, it's gonna take me like 20 minutes to write it, just take a picture of it, and you will have it forever on your phone.
I mean,
unless
there's
you
stuff
lose it.
that's not on the card is the only thing. So
Is there? Oh, just the.
yeah.
I'm okay if we conveniently forget those parts.
Right.
You find that out the hard way.
I don't remember what the percentage was, but
It was not a lot. I want to say it was definitely not more than 15%.
Yeah.
I remember thinking it was enough that I was like it wasn't like a 1% chance where I would be like so it was enough that I was like, ooh, that's not good, but it wasn't so much that I was like, okay,
It was like
this
a,
is
it's
unsafe.
like a 1 in 20 per charge or something.
It only triggers if you use the very last charge.
Okay.
So don't.
Yeah,
Don't
so
do it.
as a general rule,
Yeah,
don't
don't
do
do that. Right.
Or just do it. What's the worst that could happen?
Shush.
Hey, Nate.
that. Or trigger it remotely. Use it as a weapon. Throw it at them and
Why? Why?
here, just hold this and yep, there you go, buddy.
All right.
Wait,
Seriously, now we're getting into
do
it.
one of you have a familiar?
No.
I thought I said that I left my homunculus with you, but I don't remember.
I do
No,
not
you
recall
didn't.
that.
I could if I could learn it. Unfortunately, I'm sort of
Yeah, you're
spell
stuck
locked
right
right
now.
now. So. Okay.
Okay.
Take 3.
Let's try this thing again.
Thank you for staying with us for
Yep.
this.
Thank you
momentary
for-
reprieve.
Staying with us through that little sidebar while we sorted out where the lost magic item went to. Excuse me.
Nighttime.
All right. So it is nighttime in Castian's shop. Or yeah, as you guys are getting ready to head out on your mission. Castian decides he is going to stay behind and plan, are his exact words.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
So you leave. So it is up to the four of you.
Observes what's happening, what's coming.
Right. So you're going down, auguring to get to the sarcophagus. The three of us are in distracto mode.
I have minor
Right.
illusion. I can throw something up to do
Yeah,
that from
They
afar.
didn't seem to be particularly intelligent, so
I mean, intelligent enough for speech, as I understood, yes?
maybe
Well, you asked them something.
We never exactly asked a question.
there might have
You
been.
talked to them. Yeah, because you were like, I'm coming aboard, and they were like, no, you're not.
No, that's true.
I don't know that I would say they said no, you're not. I feel like their body language is what implied no, you're not. Anyway, they are no more intelligent than your average city guard, so plan your distraction accordingly.
Okay.
All right.
So I'm assuming anything that they think is coming towards them, they will probably pursue.
Probably. I mean, we could always just have one of you two say, hey, and then get them to chase you into an alleyway. The other two of us could just blast them. And then I started blasting.
To be fair, the odds of them being able to catch either of us are, I think, suitably small.
And
They didn't
small.
seem faster than normal.
But there are a lot of them.
Yeah, don't get
So
trapped.
That's the thing that we would want to make sure that
But
we
you
secure a
could-
spot.
You can run up walls.
I can.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I guess you can too. Can you still? I mean,
Hang on,
I don't
why,
mean to be
why
insensitive.
can't you run up walls?
I should be fine.
can you?
I mean,
Yes.
I could learn a spell that could allow me to climb up
but
walls.
you trained in the order.
No,
Oh,
it's-
sorry, no. I didn't get trained in martial arts.
He's not
They
a
needed
monk.
my hands for writing tomes and...
Yeah,
Huh.
not everybody who works for the order is a monk.
I just assumed all of them were monks.
No,
Well, you assumed wrong.
he's like, clerical assistant, middle
Yeah.
management guy.
There are a few of us who don't know, like, punch stuff.
Who don't know punch stuff.
Martial arts? I don't know the terms.
Also English.
You got me. You got me.
I feel it. I feel it so desperately.
The joke's on you. Lucas is English as a second language. Common as a second language.
Okay. So,
Um,
we can... I'm trying to think of a signal we could use to let you know when to go.
I mean, I think the reverse is probably more important.
Alright.
Well, actually, I need your distraction before I start drilling.
Well, I imagine you'll probably hear the distraction or see it before you go down, so... Okay.
If we're looking for a good distraction, I have some ideas.
what are your ideas?
So he's gonna sort of make some motions with his hands, and then these arms will sort of reach out from behind him, and so now he's got two pairs of arms. So these other arms will reach forward, and in between them there's just a glowing orb that it'll hold, and it just tosses it up above him. And so now there's just a glowing light that just floats above his forehead.
Yeah, that could work. And then you run to the alleyway, and then we Batman is at their asses.
Huh.
That works.
It does at least funnel them, but I don't know what they're capable of to know. I mean, I know some of what they're capable of, but I don't know how much.
All I can tell you is you want to avoid being hit
Yes.
at all cost.
I know. I'm still recovering from that last hit.
Yeah,
That
let's...
hasn't changed, so. Well, no time like the present.
For you and I, actually for you too,
Uh-huh.
if we can lure them into an alleyway without being physically in the alleyway, clean up, jump to the next alleyway, like lure them into that space.
Well, hold on, time out. Let's go back to the jump part. How am I doing that?
I mean, do you just want to go with him? Would that be
I don't-
safer?
But I have the sword of kill.
Right.
The sort of
Which
kill.
I feel like would be more important for that group. if
Oh,
that
no,
makes
no, no.
sense.
See, you misunderstand. If I get in a fight, I'm running away. I'm not sticking around to fight them if they see me.
And I'll just-
I'm leaving.
I'll stay at the end of the alleyway and I'll just, brr as much as I can and then I'll escape.
You could
I have one.
make a harness like what he had for Nick's.
No,
and
no, no,
carry
no,
him.
no. I have a lot more standards than that. But I have a one-time teleportation
Okay,
use
so
I still have
do
available
you
to me.
want your fun toys back or not?
Yes, I want my fun toys back.
Okay, so then you're gonna have to be okay with the baby Bjorn.
Oh wait, so one of us needs to carry him?
Well, we'll have a harness that you can put him into to carry him with you to make an escape.
That way we can be faster and, climb walls and stuff.
I'm not sure I would be able to run up a wall while carrying someone else.
Killian's just gonna reach over and pick by the back of your your shirt. He's gonna pick him up. I think you'll be fine. There's not much here.
This is slightly racist,
might-
you know. you have to ask for consent. Consent goes past just spells.
I will give you consent when you start giving us consent for your deals with your shadow friend.
Ooh.
Yeah, see?
No.
I feel like that
Nicely
is
done.
not really the underlying idea behind getting consent. It should be something that is retrieved, not as a transactional thing. But
Both of those things do need to happen. So, in this case, if it's a transaction, I guess it's a transaction.
Alright.
so the arms will go and disappear, and the light will go out.
All right.
I will
let's
hand
go.
you the mirror.
I take the mirror. What are you
This
doing?
will be interesting.
She's acquiring a harness.
Why do you have to be the one?
I assume you would not prefer to be strapped to my back, but
Hold on, am I getting strapped to the back or the front?
I think that depends on the person who's wearing the baby Bjorn.
What, do you have a preference?
I would prefer the back. Because
Okay.
knowing your fighting style, I'm going to get very bloody in the front. Just covered.
All right, you might have to.
Also, though, if you're in the back, you can't see where you're going.
Yeah.
Ow.
but you can use your sword effectively if we're running away.
Dealer's choice.
And you can at least stand up and turn around over my shoulder if you need to for something.
Yeah.
But I guess back works. Just
Alright.
backpack the gnome.
Well, I've been
Halfling,
halfling.
sorry.
I like that you say, I'll just backpack the gnome and pick him up. And that's,
I'm a halfling!
Yep.
Can I get on when we get there? Can I at least have the dignity to walk there first?
Gelfling?
Sorry. Fine.
I can. Never mind. It's useless talking.
you and your 25-foot movement speed.
You're at 50 as well, right?
Yes. Wah wah.
Don't wah me. I banished your ass when we first met and got away.
That is true.
Briefly.
But he can't do that anymore.
Yeah. That. Yeah, your shenanigans always work out so well.
Yep. I'm alive so far.
Suppose that's fair. You are indeed alive
Hasn't
so
gotten
far.
me killed yet.
Alright, let's go.
Alright, we set off.
How dark is it? Because I don't have dark vision.
So, I mean,
Same.
so Costas is, it's a major city for this world. So there are lamps lit along the streets. There's light spilling out of windows, especially the more populated taverns and the like. So it's not like pitch black, but there are definitely pools of darkness.
We're also next to the coast, so it would be slightly so like London fog sort of a look. Because we are kind of next to a coast.
You know what? That is a good question. Odds or evens?
Odds?
Odds. As it happens, yes. With nightfall, the evening fog has rolled in. So, think of a foggy, like lit London night.
1888.
So very sort of gloomy. Very sort of gloomy. Very.
Jack the Ripper, but.
There's pools of light, and
Suddenly we're all wearing top hats.
when you're in the light, you're well lit. You can see, but you can't see past it because the light off of the fog is just playing havoc with your vision. So it's actually kind of tough to see as you're going down the streets.
I will stop us about 3 blocks away from where we first encountered them when we went to the drydock.
Okay.
I'm like, all right, so how much time do you want me to give you before I head in myself?
I mean, I can set off our distraction at any point.
Well, but do you need...
Let's
You,
say
you want
do
five,
you
a
need
5
Let's
minute
say
head
5
start?
minutes. Let's say 5 minutes.
Okay, I will give you 5 minutes and then I will make my way to the bottom of the boat.
I suppose they will have a hard time seeing us. Do you know if they rely on conventional sight or...
No clue.
No clue, but let's
I
assume yes.
think so.
Their senses are not too advanced because I did escape from them using a smoke bomb last time.
So it might be harder for them to follow us this time too.
In that case, it would probably be wise for me to sort of check out my area that I'll need to be running through, but aside from that...
Okay, give you guys a 5 minute head start.
Go.
Okay, so I want to go check out, because you guys obviously know the layout already, but with the fog and stuff I do not. So I want to I'll skirt along the edges of the open area and try to figure out where all of my exits and things would be.
So he stopped you a little bit short. As you guys approach the warehouse / dry dock area, you begin to notice there are quite a number of the lampposts that are not lit, and there are not as many lights on in buildings. In fact, there are no lights on.
What are you complaining about? You have dark vision.
Yeah, but
It sucks for
The
them.
two- people that
It's
I'm with are involved
gotten a lot darker, and the fog also is still very prevalent here. In fact, it's getting a little bit thicker the closer you get to the riverfront and the bay.
Should we stealth to an
Yes.
alleyway?
I would like to do this as stealthily as I can.
All right, I will take a stealth roll from all of you then.
oh god.
This is like my first roll for this character, I think.
Oh no, you had to roll to see.
Oh yeah.
Well, that was almost a given.
It sounds like you guys are going to be real stealthy.
27.
27.
12?
Okay.
24.
Okay.
I have advantages of my cloak.
Oh.
He's very useful. It's one of the
Plus
2
9.
things I have available to me.
I need to cleanse my dice.
All right.
Maybe I can siphon off.
Yeah, just don't get too close.
All right. So, as you make your way closer, the two of you are actually doing pretty well. It's the nerves. You think you're being a lot more careful about where you're putting your feet. You're being careful in all of your movements. You're holding on to anything that might jingle.
My whole body.
See me. You're not real sure what's going on, babe, but you are really getting showed up by these other 2 people from the order.
Oh, I guess
You
you're
keep
way
scuffing.
off the-
Yeah, you keep scuffing your feet a little bit.
Give him cobblestones.
The baby Bjorn on your back has buckles that aren't quite.
Oh, see, I'm off weight. That's
Yeah.
my thing.
Sure.
So
You have
it's
jangly bits you can't
you got
reach
jangly
with
bits
still.
you can't reach, and so you're not quite as stealthy as you'd like to be. For the moment, it doesn't appear to have affected much.
Good.
I mean, the fog will do a lot to cover sound. Or muffle sound, anyway. Okay, so I want to check out all the alleyways. I want to know where my escape routes are going to be.
Okay. Make me an investigation check at disadvantage because of the fog.
Mm. Math is really hard.
Especially the basic math, man.
11.
11.
I rolled a 3.
Okay. All right. So you do identify obviously the main route that you guys came in on. You pick out a couple of other alleyways that look promising. The main thoroughfare leading the other direction. You feel like you've got a pretty good handle on where things are.
Are we ready?
And I'll like kind of gesture from one to the other.
Oh, is it alright if I...
Yes.
And I will put him in.
Okay.
Mirror in one hand, sword in the other.
Just on either side of these two little arms.
Keith,
Yes.
as I recall, it was a constitution check when you got hit by those things, yes?
Correct.
Okay, I'm casting a couple spells on myself in my 5-minute headway of doing them, but it's...
Would you have seen the effect?
Well, given
mean-
that I got hit multiple times by them, yes.
I failed one,
Right.
so he would know that what
Yeah,
it
I,
does.
I never failed any, but they did hit me several times
Okay.
last time.
Okay.
Great friend Lance.
Yes.
Would you explain the mirror to Lucas?
Oh, I suppose. yeah. If I was giving it to you, I would have
Okay.
explained to
Okay,
Lucas.
because
how it
Lucas may not know about the last charge if you hadn't.
Go ahead. Explain it. Explain
So,
it.
Given the context we had before,
Mhm.
so when he was giving it to you on the way,
Right.
okay. So here's how it works, Lucas. So
Right.
you point the mirror in the direction you want to shine the giant
Okay.
beam of light. It'll go for 50 feet.
Okay.
It's a 5 foot wide.
Right.
There are 10 charges.
Okay.
For every charge you use, it will add 1d, however this translates in the world, 1d6 of damage,
Okay.
plus your Arcana roll.
Okay.
It is a dexterity saving throw for them to avoid the damage.
Okay.
Oh, that's a 20. Okay, yeah. If you spend the last charge, there is a 15% chance that it rips a hole into the astral plane and sucks everything in within 20 feet.
Oh, so don't.
So don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, so avoid doing that
Okay.
when possible.
Okay.
I will stay 21 healing.
Okay.
Just in
You got
case.
it.
I'm strapped to you.
Yeah.
Don't.
Okay.
Technically, I guess you're strapped to me.
Right.
Potato.
You're not. I'm
Potato, tomato.
I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me.
All right.
Okay.
Go for it.
So he's actually not going to do what he showed you earlier, but the two arms are going to come out. And he is going to sort of, I think Avatar The Last Airbender, he does a couple of things like motions near his chest. And he's going to raise both arms up, and there's going to be that same glowing orb, but he's going to toss it towards the ship.
Okay, so
This one is going to blow up, though.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh! Goodness. Surprise! I only had to see one word.
So any creature that is near the gangplank, if they are within 20 feet of the gangplank, as he can guess it, is going to need to make a Constitution saving throw.
okay. I would like for you, please. How close are you getting to the ship?
Well, I can do this from 150 feet away.
So 150 feet.
Yeah, probably like 60 feet away, give or take.
Okay.
Especially because it's hard to judge distance in the fog.
Okay. I didn't give you guys how thick the fog was, did I?
Yeah, you said it got thicker as we got closer, but I don't
You
know.
didn't specify what that meant. I make a credit with a knife. Pea swoop.
Oh gosh.
All right.
Get that out of my mouth. It's bad.
Making my way to the.
Odds or evens?
And I have to use my sword.
Even.
Okay.
Carson.
I will give you your choice then of less than
Or equal to.
less than let's see, how do I want to do this?
I want to explain this.
Visibility is either
This is where the less than or equal to sign comes in.
so the visibility is either less than 30 feet or greater than 10 but no more than 60.
So 60 feet visibility or 30 feet visibility?
Wait, okay, hang on. Hang on.
Yeah, I said
Hang on.
that. I said that weird.
Yeah,
It's either
okay,
less.
So it's not just me.
Yeah. I was
Our
trying
choices
to,
are less than 30 or between 10 and 60?
Yeah, that I was. So either less than 30, or
Up to 60?
or up to 60.
Can I offer a...
Comp?
Please, because clearly my brain is not working.
The visibility is either 30 feet, but they all have advantage on their stealth rolls.
Yeah, like
anytime
it's
they have to
easier to
make it
get
in the
away.
fog. Or they can see as far as 60 feet, but the fog does not provide the bonus to stealth.
That works.
Okay, that makes
Sorry.
no,
No, it's
Sorry,
fine.
I-
It's all good. I just...
It's a
I
Monday.
have zero.
It's Monday.
reason
I was
to
sick
not
all
choose
weekend.
60 feet.
yeah, because...
It's okay.
Well, and I felt like what Keith was going for there was the advantage of you can't see as far, but they also can't see as far.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure that was
Yeah.
translating for
It-
you
no,
very
it-
well.
it-
Yeah.
wasn't.
I would go for the 60.
Go for the 60?
Go for the
Okay,
60.
go for the 60.
I don't think
All
we
right.
need to stealth too terribly.
I mean,
He says to the person who rolled 12.
I mean, I imagine that
but
that
she
was
can
probably
outrun.
approaching
yeah, I'm
us.
more concerned about our speed than I am about our stuff.
All right, so 60.
Yes.
All right, so you guys don't have any advantages from the fog on your stealth rolls.
That's okay, because we're the
That's fair.
distraction.
Oh.
Boom!
All right, so you fling this whatever. What are you casting, by the way?
It's called Searing Sunburst. It's my 11th
Flings
level.
the sun.
Sun Soul Monk thing.
But in
Okay.
fog, it amplifies
Exactly.
All right, so there
I
is
just see
this.
up there.
There's this glowing orb that flings out from you and arcs over to the
it. Jordan.
gangplank. Notably, you have not seen any movement yet in the fog.
Yep.
But it lands on the gangplank and then does its sunburst thing and lights up the fog. And then when when it goes dark, it gets really dark. You have ruined whatever night vision you might have had for the next 2 rounds.
We can use you to flashbang people.
Including yourself.
And what was what were the saves?
Constitution saving throw.
Okay. And what were the?
Con save of 16.
All right.
You don't know what that means.
And if they fail, they will no damage if they succeed. But if they fail, they would take 11 points of radiant damage.
Okay.
And then to follow that up, I'm going to draw a line through my heart and fire off 2 more radiant sunbeams. These are just, they look kind of like lightning bolts in the same direction. And then I'm going to say, okay, what now?
I have announced myself.
That's what I've got
Well,
for now.
You guys are gonna do such a good job with the distraction. You're gonna summon the boss, and I'm gonna use my spell, and
Just
all
get a
I'm gonna get is an
box.
empty box.
No, you're going to get an empty box that has Spelljammer components.
Okay, fair. This is true. It's a win for me no matter what.
Yeah.
I gesture instead of like where we are to run to the next like safe-ish alleyway that we can like negotiate between the two. Kind of use a funnel if we need to. We can jump back over to another funnel and like keep on.
And make a lot of noise while we're doing it because
I'll
we
just
want them
follow
to
you.
follow us.
Yep.
Oh no! My little halfling feet can't outrun you. What will I do? Oh no!
Are you doing anything?
I'm on the back of in this
Do you
halfling
light up
urn.
your sunblade?
Oh yeah, I'll
Okay.
going Qui-Gon stance.
R.I.P. James Earl Jones.
Oh yeah.
Indeed.
Okay. All right. So I would like for all 3 of you to make me a perception check, please.
Oh, now you give me a 19. Okay, perception.
Oh, that was car.
That's a 28.
Oh, 7.
24.
24.
I mean, you're facing the wrong way.
That's fair.
Stephen, what did you roll?
16.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Weirdly, even though you are facing the right direction, you see nothing because you've got this sun blade in your eyes, and you're being jostled on the back of this monk. And
Turned on the fog lights in front of you in the fog.
The 2 of you hear footsteps, lots of footsteps behind you and to the sides of you,
Oh look, you've attracted their
converging.
Oh, this is
upon
gonna turn
you.
into like COD zombies.
Exactly what this is. That is exactly what this whole situation is.
Alright, so I'm gonna. The arms that I have that were below my regular set of arms are actually gonna like. and turn backwards.
Ooh.
And it is going to go choo choo! And I'm gonna throw 2 more bolts in their general direction.
Okay.
Not even necessarily trying to specifically hit anybody, but.
That's cool. And creepy.
Okay, I have the
So now,
alien gun.
as I say, you need to make a run to the pack-a-punch.
Yeah, quick to the back of punch.
All right.
What's the gun? The Uber gun.
So
called?
at this point, Killian, 5 minutes have passed.
Okay, at that point,
and you briefly see the sun.
yeah, you see. I'm gonna turn on my active camo, and I'm going to stealth and head towards the boat.
Okay. Make me your
21.
step. 21. Okay. So you get to the edge of the dry dock, and it's not a sheer drop. Most of them are like steps down, but they're tallish steps. So it make me either an acrobatics or athletics to climb
Does
down.
this matter if I can climb on
Oh.
sheer surfaces?
No, it doesn't.
And as I say, does this matter if I have a climb speed?
No, it doesn't. So you work your way down to the bottom of the dry dock. You've never had the opportunity to be in one before. It's kind of dank. There's a little bit of mud on the bottom. Footing is a little treacherous. And then the bulk of the ship sort of rises up above you. It's just right there. I mean, it's not
Perfect.
The keel is sitting on blocks, actually
Yeah.
at waist height. The bulk of the ship is you could bang your head on it if you're not real careful. It's super dark down here in the bottom because there are no lights. And you start to make your way. What are you looking for specifically?
Okay, so Lucas did give me a route. Like he essentially said, "Oh, this is the part of the bottom of the boat that I think it's in."
Okay.
So I'm going to try and approximate where that is.
Okay.
And then using my proficiency, let me make sure I still have this proficiency because
In boats.
this changed. Not in boats. I do still have it. Using my proficiency in carpenter's tools,
Okay.
I would like to try to find the place where I think it would be the easiest and make the least amount of noise for me to start drilling a hole.
The least
Okay.
loose board.
Popsicle's basil somewhere in there.
So make me an investigation check and add. Are you proficient in investigation?
I am.
Okay.
You want me to just add my proficiency again, like expertise?
Yes, do that, and we'll call that adding in your
The
tools.
You can.
It's butter chicken, so it's not like
That is 27.
rice and stuff.
Okay. So you're able to find a spot. It's kind of amidships. It looks like a place where maybe a repair had been done previously. So it's already a spot that's a little bit on the weaker side.
Mhm.
It's not one of the original planking of the ship,
Sure.
and you're not sure if it's something that they've overlooked in previous repairs, or if they just haven't gotten around to it
Mhm.
yet. But it is definitely a patch job. You feel like maybe you'll be able to get through here relatively unnoticed.
Okay.
Question though, the real question is this actually part of the original ship?
Don't ship a Theseus this.
So the funniest thing, so the Wikipedia entry for the ship of Theseus, everything about it has been tweaked and updated, so it's not even the original article anymore.
Jeez.
That's awesome.
Sorry, just random thought there.
No, that's cool.
Okay. So you get set up to start doing that. Now, even for it being a patch job, the planking is still pretty thick, so it's going to take you several rounds to get
Oh,
through.
yeah, I'm sure.
Given that, let's take a moment, please,
Have fun, guys.
Roll initiative.
to roll initiative.
Oh, jeez. Seriously? Okay.
Keith, do you want me to roll initiative?
Yes.
Killing it. 10 with my +5.
There's the
21.
Steven we all know and love. 12.
9. What did you do to me?
I tried to siphon it off, it apparently did not work.
Worked for one roll.
Oh, I just have to do it in between each roll.
You have to embarrass yourself. Start eating some rice just in front of the camera.
It's oh shoot, what's the name of the city from Wheel of Time? It's like the taint there, and you just it drew more of yours across.
That's what you need to do. You need to get yourself an idol, and then we have to burn it. And therefore, the evil spirits.
Trap all my evil spirits
Yeah.
inside of an idol.
Have you tried offering blood sacrifice to your dice?
It wasn't intentional, so probably not. I have, however, blood on my dice.
Okay. So,
So the bad guys rolled a 22. So they're gonna go
Did they?
first.
no.
Oh, okay.
So Lucas is up first.
Okay.
Strapped in your baby Bjorn.
Strapped into the baby Bjorn. Now you again haven't seen anything or heard anything. You've just got the
All you've done is make yourself a target.
Yep.
You've got the sunblade out. It is absolutely eliminating your night vision. Whatever you had, you're
none.
not hearing. Yeah, none. You're not hearing anything over the beating of your heart and the panting of your breathing and the pattering of the monk that you are strapped to the back of.
Heartbeat sounds like
So what would you like to do, sir?
Well, there's not much I can do currently. I will hold my action to swing should something get within range that is not my allies.
I walk up. I'm keeping up. Ah!
Just imagine Keith's like, so your held action triggers.
Okay. All right. Now that is the bad guys this time.
There they are.
There they are. Let's see. Wow. Out of the fog, into the glow of your sun sword, are 8 of these minor, lesser dehumidifiers.
Okay. Get him.
And they are coming straight at you and straight at Simi and straight at Artemis. Go for it.
That'd be the Obi-Wan just like turning off his lightsaber.
19 plus.
That will hit.
Okay. They are at full health. I am using both hands. So let's start with.
They're tasty.
And these are not considered undead, correct?
No.
Okay. Okay, just for the Sunblade's base damage, that's gonna be crap maths.
Right?
Oh geez.
It's a problem.
It's slipping away. What's 14 plus 12?
26.
So 26 just for the blade.
Okay.
Because I have an ability called vulnerable.
Okay.
Just my base damage for my weapon is just doubled, and it's considered vulnerable for anyone who uses it. And anyone who punches or uses an attack, it's considered magical resistant for a round. Or magical, it gets rid of the magic resistant for weapons. Plus 4 extra damage for finisher. So
Okay.
that is
30 points.
30 points.
Okay.
Satan!
So it slices through it, and it keeps coming.
Yep, I was gonna say, and it looks down, and now it's angry.
Okay.
You're gonna get first-hand experience with the same thing Killian discovered, which is when he blew a bunch of them up. It was like, oh boy.
So they have more than 30 hit points. That's good to know.
All right. So there are 3 of you guys, 8 of them.
Oh, who's the lucky person who doesn't get hit by 3 of them?
All you guys roll me a d4.
I don't like. This is how we're deciding. 1.
3.
Okay, so 2 of them after you, 3 after the others. We will deal with your 2 first.
Get that con save ready.
Really?
Good,
It's
you keep doing that.
Gonna be one of those nights, isn't it?
I
It's
know
only the,
how hard
it's only
these
the
hit.
first roll, Keith. It's only the first roll.
We need them to be bad rolls, Keith.
I have another character already.
We're not very high level. I don't have
Alternative.
that many hit
What do you
points.
What do you mean we're not a high level? We're level
11.
11. We are officially in what they call high level D&D, Danny.
That's fair. I don't have more than 100 hit points.
I don't think any of us do.
Well, that's your fault for not playing a tank.
87.
14
To hit?
For me,
to hit.
the misses. I do have a 16, so
Okay.
it was close.
So they both both of its attacks miss.
I like to think you deflect them with the sunblade.
That guy's hey!
I'm slowly becoming Yoda.
Stay away from me.
Snowing gold
Okay,
and dyed green somewhere in this campaign.
I was almost a goblin.
Artemis,
I was like, I could get a little complicated.
16.
Yes. 16.
Misses?
Miss. Yeah.
Okay, so 3 of them come in after you and miss spectacularly.
As we're running away, it's hard to hit a moving target like that.
What are you complaining about? Him needing to roll crappy. You have an AC of 20.
21 actually.
You're gonna be fine.
I don't know. Depends on how he rolls.
Yeah, but the problem
Yeah.
is there going to be more. There's more coming, and he's going to be rolling like
and
20
the
times.
next, the 3 that come after you just like miss.
I just,
completely.
You unwieldy athlete on the back.
Because we said you're green in my head as you're dodging strapped on your back is Kermit the Frog going.
I definitely saw Muppets when I saw this happening.
If I could do a Kermit voice, I would.
All right.
I have not been gifted the knowledge of that yet. The forbidden knowledge for Kermit.
Roll. Is it? But they do have multi-attack.
Yes, they do.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
So,
Ruh-roh,
the
Raggy.
2 coming after you.
Welcome to the world I was in before.
13,
Well, that won't miss.
16.
16 is my AC, so it
So,
does,
so
that does
the
hit.
second one, as it comes back around, does tag you with and rakes its claws right across your chest.
No.
You should-
I'll get that con save ready.
Yes.
Was that on a claw attack?
It's with any other attacks.
Yeah.
They can cipher out the.
Well, we we saw them make claw and bite attacks, and in either one of them, it deals regular damage, it deals necrotic damage, and there's a con save.
Yep.
That's why I said don't get hit.
I didn't think they were going to close in at all
16.
angles.
Spoken like someone who did not watch me deal with them last time.
Well, we weren't up where
I know.
we were last time.
Yeah, we were trying to find someone who was locked in a closet.
Pantry. Pantry.
Oh, that's where it was. Okay.
There's a certain irony to
Knew that
Killian's
was
plan
gonna
this
be-
time being, I will go to the bottom of the boat alone and you guys deal with the horde.
Okay. 9 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And
Oh no, it used its claws, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
even still the wrong dice.
Oh,
Sorry.
no.
So never mind that.
Okay.
Combat is hard sometimes.
Six,
It really is.
especially when you got a head full of snot.
should just have this fight ooze.
Okay, so 9 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And now make me that Constitution saving throw.
Okay, hold on.
There's no necrotic damage on top?
Not for the
No,
claws.
necrotic damage is the
The bite.
or something.
The chop chop.
Natural 20.
Ah!
Ooh.
Oh,
All
hello,
right.
natural 20 will be the only one I have tonight, I feel.
I mean,
So.
of all the places you could probably have it.
Now, does he want to use it there, or would he like to wait until I'm a lot lower?
Probably gonna hold off on that.
Okay.
I like that you're talking. You're like, but imagine.
hold on,
Imagine how crazy it'd be if later.
No. You're right. You're right.
Wow. Imagine if I go down, my first death saving throw would be a 1.
All right. So the 3 coming after you on their second pass. That one's caught.
That was sober. That's so good though.
Okay. So 7 is gonna miss.
Miss, yeah.
8
Miss.
is going to miss. 23.
That one surprisingly hits.
Imagine
What is
that.
yours yet?
19.
And so you likewise will feel claws rake down your side. And you
My
will
hands back
take
there like,
8 points of slashing damage
okay.
and make me a Constitution saving throw.
19.
19 makes the save. We'll see.
We'll see.
You gotta beat a 21, Keith.
Yeah, I don't think I did.
You have a higher AC than anyone else here.
Mm-hmm.
So I rolled a 13 I rolled a 15, and I rolled an unnatural 20, and still did not hit you. Your AC is 21.
Mm-hmm. You don't have
Unnatural 20.
Unnatural.
unnatural. Sorry.
Unnatural 20.
Your AC is so high, even a natural 20 can't hit you.
I miss
All
sorry.
right.
30 AC, good luck.
And
Can't roll
that
this in my life.
is
That's okay. We just used to use the distraction.
that is their turn. So, Killian is doing boring stuff.
Keith,
What?
for boring stuff. Because he's boring a hole.
Ah.
That's terrible.
Oh,
But good.
Only Steven would understand that.
I mean, it was great.
Now, to be fair, not all stuff you do in a workshop is the same level of interesting. Putting holes in wood is boring. Meanwhile, joining two pieces of steel is riveting.
Boo! Boo!
Sorry.
that was painful.
What?
Sorry.
That was wonderful. You take it back.
You're here for the D&D and the dad jokes, so, all right.
I have
A lot
those.
of dad jokes.
A lot of dad jokes.
lot of dad
Mainly the dad jokes.
So, all right. So we're counting you down.
8
using
rounds?
Using a D8.
Oh, okay, so it's gonna take me. We're starting at 8.
Oh dear.
You're down to 7 now.
Okay.
So. All right.
Children for our lives. Yes.
You just feel behind you. Can we run now?
Yep. Yeah, we can. Yep.
Your turn.
Was that before
Get into 4th gear.
Yes.
Yeah, she got
Okay.
9.
up and out?
Sounds good.
Alright, so I'm going to take a quick look at the building that we're closest to. And my hands behind me will grab a ball and just sort of like bowling, like it just rolls this big ball of light again. It's the same one as before, the searing. We're gonna throw it roughly 15 feet back. I want to get us just outside the 20-foot radius, so we're gonna throw it 20 feet back. Or 21 feet back, as close as I can manage. And then I'm gonna run up the building.
Take the bombard.
So,
Take it up on the
and then I'm going to run up the building. So anybody in the radius will need to make a Constitution 16, DC 16 saving throw.
Okay. All right. That is.
I feel that.
Yeah, it's not enough.
It's okay.
Okay, so they will take 8 points of radiant damage.
Ouch.
Jeez, those are
Okay.
The problem is we can't. We're getting rid of their regeneration. The problem is we don't have big AOE
Yep.
stuff
Yep.
other than the mirror.
Yep.
And then I'm going to look up the building, and we're going to start a run, and then we're going to, like, speed climber, jump my way up.
In my head now.
Okay.
I'm not using a hand.
Now you are leaving their area of attack, so you are going to be hit with 3
Yeah.
opportunity attacks.
I mean, so I imagine that we were all pretty close. I imagine it's probably more than 3, unless you only want to give me 3.
It's just going to be the 3 that were directly attacking you because, those are the ones that are focusing.
That's fair.
I'm Patriot.
I have a joystick.
All right, 13 is going to miss, and
these are attack
15 is going to miss, and a 19.
Hits. That is right on the money.
Okay, so you're going to get raked down the other side by claws.
Ouch.
Old man goes,
5,
Oh.
6, 8. 8 points of slashing damage, and
And make a con save.
make your con save.
The con saves is where we're gonna.
yeah,
Yep, that's where they're gonna get you.
15 plus 2. 17.
17's the button,
Cool.
so you just make it.
I have a 1/4 chance of making that.
See, this
Saving
is
throw.
in case I get into a scrap. This is why I used enhance ability on myself for Constitution.
All right. And then you go scampering up the side of the building.
Yep. And then as soon as they're up and out of the AoE, we're just gonna drop bowling balls on their heads. Oh, it's gonna be like the Reapers.
Thinking hell divers.
All right. Danny.
So
Save me.
yep, we're gonna don't monk shit the guy behind me that just took a nom out of him. Well, I guess it was a take a slash out of him.
Yeah.
As he is hurt. So does a 15 hit?
Just. That is the button.
Okay. So all of these will hit.
Good.
There is 10 damage from the first.
How far up, just for thought process, Keith, how far up is this building? How tall that we're climbing up?
About 25 feet.
Yeah, that works.
7 damage for the second. Is he still up?
Yeah.
This is too many.
What was the first one?
10.
The first one did 10. The second one did 7.
Oh, we're almost to 50.
Yeah, this one does
They're not just
9.
minions.
What's that?
9. Yeah, but there are so many of them.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's so many of them, and they're not
and then
minions.
8 for my key point. And then I'm going to use a key point to disengage and GTFO up the wall.
Good for you. And since you're being carried,
Force movement.
you do not trigger. And
But
since
in
you
my head, you're
disengaged,
still
you do
flailing
not
around like a
trigger.
muppet.
So you guys climb up the side of the building.
Yes.
Now, Keith, just so I'm aware, math-wise, that's over 60 hit points that one just took, right? At this point.
I think so.
Okay. I don't need to know the exact number, but if it's just over 60,
We're going to die.
I told you.
yeah.
They're not some small things.
Yep, we're running.
Okay.
We're just running. Well,
Oh,
and-
I'm gonna
and
get
you
to the
can
top of the
shoot.
building and I'm just gonna go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
we'll
doing
do that for maybe a round or two.
Until they turn intangible and come up the building after you.
Don't.
Yeah.
Why did you have to put that out there?
Because that's what's gonna happen, man.
Yeah.
Because I figured out when I was fighting him 2 sessions ago, I was like, oh no. Oh no.
I don't know if we're going to stay alive 8 turns.
I mean, you guys can always retreat.
Yeah, we don't
Yeah,
have to.
we
That's the
can-
thing. Like, we are a distraction. We are not the vanguard.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll probably just do it for like 4 rounds.
Top of the order. Lucas. So you are sort of hanging off the back of the monk as she's gotten to the top of
In
the
a good
building.
spot to...
Now, if I point down, I can't because it's just one line
it's
down,
one line.
right?
No, yeah, you need to wait till you've lined them all up.
How many can we see below us? Are they all like at the wall, getting ready to climb up?
Tell me they're forming a convenient human ladder.
I was gonna say we're all converging on one space to climb each other.
Have they converged against the one that looks like they're about to climb up?
It looks like they might be going to move that direction. They haven't yet. They're still kind of scattered.
Yeah, and they're kind of...
Wolfpack, form up, ladder.
That would be perfect. I think that's absolutely
I want to
chef how they
do
should it.
something cool, but I can't do it mechanically.
Well, but Keith might let you.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
I would like to wait until there are a ton of them at the base of the wall getting ready to climb up. I would then like to fall off the roof. And then, just as I'm about to hit the ground in that, I would like to mirror the line. And then with my once a day bonus action, Misty Step back to the top of the roof.
Okay, that's amazing.
Before I hit the ground.
So you're gonna try to like Will Smith and the...
Yeah, but I know action economy wise that doesn't work.
But Keith, that is pretty fucking awesome.
That is.
Wait, does it not though? Because Misty Step is a bonus action.
Yeah, but if I have to hold my turn for them to get to the wall to get ready to climb up.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I see.
Yeah. So I could, in theory, do that,
You could shoot them, but you would also...
but I would
spot.
also be stuck down there.
Well,
Right. That's
the whole idea of initiative, it's a little wibbly wobbly
Okay.
anyway, because every turn is happening in the same 6 seconds. So
Okay.
theoretically, I mean, you can make the case for
Right.
you doing all of that while they're gathering at the wall, if you wanted to.
okay.
It's not that you're actually actively acting before them. That's just kind of
Okay.
It's
Then
an
I
the
would-
conceit that we use.
I would like to do that then.
Yeah.
I will let you do that for another.
For another point of the deal of the devil.
Just get more food.
Yeah.
Okay.
He had to go get a utensil.
He had to have a way to eat said food.
With his hands, Danny. With his hands.
Tempting.
In it, allowing that to happen in exchange of that, can I also add the damage that I was going to take to the fall damage on top of?
Are you making a deal with the devil?
He. Okay, allow this. Allow this, demon. Allowing all that to happen, but on top of that, the damage I would take from hitting the ground, I'll take half of it as long as the full damage is added on top of the mirror's damage.
I do personally feel like unless he's getting some extra damage out of it, it's not really worth making that deal just so he can use all his stuff.
I won't even make you take the half damage from it.
Okay. Add another deal with the devil point then.
Yep.
When you die, so many things own you in different ways.
I was about to say, have you considered trying to get it so that like there will be a large court legal battle over your soul when
Right?
you die,
Like, there
and
needs
that
to be-
buys the time?
I know I need to
you
get
back?
someone else to buy my soul.
Okay, so
gonna
we
deal with
will
the custody
we'll just
period
kind
or
of
something.
for this round we'll sort of slide you right behind the creatures.
Okay.
They do sort of gather themselves, coming towards the wall, right at the base of it, about to start to climb. Seeing this, you pull the ripcord on the baby Bjorn.
Just because you
and
just
sort of-
feel your back get
your
lighter.
back gets really light, and
I'll be back.
and Lucas just sort of does one of these like very acrobat. Okay,
You have to give some demonic spin to this because it's also
Yeah.
being powered by
You sprout wings.
So
or
there
I'm
there
being
is
lowered by puppet strings.
there is this sort of like inky blackness like flows out of the fog above you and tugs on your side and flips you around just as you pull up and pull the mirror into position. How many charges are you dumping into this?
All of them.
All?
Oh,
Whoa,
no,
whoa,
there-
whoa, whoa, whoa,
No.
There's only like 8 of them.
Yes.
Destroy
Don't.
them.
No.
1 or 2, I would say.
Teleport yourself
You-
to the astral plane with all of them with you.
You already
You're
know.
currently being my devil right now.
Yes. you already know that there are at least 40 of these guys.
Yeah. I'll
It-
do-
is it
what we call
eight?
a
Have
bad.
you used a? You haven't used a charge.
No,
have you yet?
there are 8.
There
Oh.
are 8 bad guys,
Okay,
so
gotcha.
don't use all 9
Gotcha.
or 10 just
Gotcha.
on 8 guys.
I'll use 2.
2 charges.
So it's a D6 or a D8?
It's a D6.
Okay.
So 2D6 plus your Arcana roll.
Okay. Plus 2D6 for what I would
Oh, that
take
was
for
more
the
than
fall
I
damage. Correct?
But
Yep.
it's done now. That's it.
So 4D6 plus my Arcana. I'll also use the expertise on this as well.
Okay.
Good call.
So the DC is 18
DC is 18.
because
Okay.
of the plus 2 for the expertise.
Gotcha. This is that's
12,
the screen.
16, 17,
This is the
21,
screen.
26.
So 26, you said?
26 points of radiant damage.
Okay. And I'm just going to roll 1 die.
Your vulnerable ability doesn't happen to work with this, does it? Because that would be awesome.
me check to see what it says specifically for
It's also
it.
quite spicy, in addition to all of the.
You should put some of these in there.
There's already actually cashews.
What was the save?
18.
18?
18 dexterity.
Okay.
It says with a weapon attack. I don't think the mirror counts.
Yeah,
as a
this does
weapon
not
attack.
count.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, unfortunate. Because that would have been double everything. That would have been like 60.
Mm-hmm.
And I rolled a freaking 11, and they have a +6.
So that's 17.
17.
So close.
Okay.
Alright.
I mean, that's a small chunk of their health, but That's
you
not
did-
even half.
You did what, 26?
26. It's not even like half of their health, but
Tell me that one dies.
wait. I have a bomb.
Oh,
I have one of your bombs.
you do.
Drop that before we leave.
Maybe don't drop that right at the bottom of the building we're standing on, though.
Fair.
You'll be fine. You're fast.
But if
Yeah.
there's a horde of them coming, tossing it outward into that group?
Or at least on the top of this building. If we move to another building and jump off, I can always throw it to a previous building. But we'll see how it goes.
And then,
There's some yogurt up there.
so
maybe
so
too?
this beam of light shoots out.
Oh.
No! Lucas! No!
I do miss a sit back at the top.
Just roll me a percentage die.
A percentage die. Oh, Keith, you spoiled me.
I'm scared.
Is this a magical effect?
No.
This is when we find out that mirror is cursed.
28.
28. Your beam like shoots through all 8 of these creatures
Okay.
and dissipates into the fog. As it does, you see that it peters out just before it gets to the ship itself.
Whoa. That's some range.
I mean, 50 feet.
50 feet.
I was just saying, I just like lean out from under the.
Okay.
And then
Mm-hmm.
you kind of glance over your shoulder at the cobblestones rushing towards you.
Oh no!
You clench your eyes and tense. And from up on the roof, the two of you see his body fall into a hole of inky black clouds.
No, Lucas! Lucas!
And then you feel his weight jerk on your back.
Let's go!
The hell, man! Well done, sir. That was ridiculous.
And
Trying to thin their numbers maybe a tiny bit, but
yeah.
their
And
turn.
boring. Artemis.
Alright, so I can still see 8 of them?
Where are the bad guys?
At the bottom
They're-
of the-
Are they at the in initiative?
Oh,
They were kind of at the same time
Oh,
as
so they're
you,
still-
so it's like, yeah.
They're still climbing. Okay, got
Yeah.
it.
alright. So we're gonna go, okay. And 2 of those arms will grab little lightning bolts and they go choo choo! And then I will also throw another one. Woo.
It's cool.
Jump to
Like
the other
looking
rooftop.
like Zeus.
Range spell attack 30 feet. Okay, so it is a ranged spell attack, so I need to roll for each one.
You know what I was thinking the other day? In modern media, we rarely use yellow lightning anymore.
This is true.
It's always
It's always
a blue or
White.
a purple or like a random colored
Okay,
lightning.
so-
We never use just like
Lowest
the
of
yellow
those
of like
plus-
lightning.
17, 18,
Yeah.
19, 20, 21.
Not very often.
22 is the
Not in modern
lowest of
stuff.
those.
I mean, all of Thor's is blue.
That's to hit.
It's the blue-white.
Yeah, to hit. Sorry.
Like in
Yeah, those
Flash,
will hit.
whenever they use
Okay,
lightning,
and
it's always like
damage
colored
on
lightning.
this is D8.
10 sheets.
8, 8, and 8.
Except in cartoons. Cartoon lightning.
Depends on the cartoon.
Depends
now,
on the cartoon.
Again, in it, moderns, like within the
Yeah.
last 5 years.
Oh.
It depends.
So this is going after whichever one is the closest. And damage will be 6 plus 5 is 11 plus 3. What is that? 14? 14 points of damage to whichever one is closest.
Just roll me a d8.
1.
Okay.
2.
What class would the count be considered?
Okay. So most of the hits have actually been going to one
Or
of
warlock.
them, and
Oh, warlock.
that's the one that you hit.
Oh, hey.
Your warlock patron was the count from
Um,
Sesame Street.
Oh, that's radiant
That's
damage.
why you have so few
Yeah.
spells. He only counts to 5.
I guess I'm
One
taking
spell
out my
slot.
crossbow. Because I don't have anything
I
right.
mean, you could also just get him to safety.
I mean, you could be on healing duty.
Ooh, that's a good
You
point.
could use your super special powers that only you have.
I mean,
I keep forgetting about those.
what's everyone looking like health-wise right now?
I'm alright.
Oh, I'm at full.
I'm not.
Go figure.
I think we're good right now, but just for future reference, just keep that into consideration. when you
That's a
do
good
that.
idea.
You could just hold your action.
Boring.
You could just hold your action to just like push or punch off anyone that comes up.
Or if they're halfway
Go
up,
away.
you just
Go away.
stunning strike them so they fall all the way back down.
I like that. Yeah, I'm gonna
See
hold
me
my
going into
action
defensive mode.
for when one of them becomes melee range. You do look okay though.
I'm fine. I'm only down like 7 hit points.
Does your healing require key points?
Yes.
Okay, you might want to keep some key points in reserve for that.
Yes.
So I would just hold your action to either push or punch, whichever comes first. And I would use a bonus action just to one bonus action key point just to patient defense, just so you have
Ooh, that's a
disadvantage
good
for anyone attacking you, just as they come up.
idea. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. We'll do a patient defense
Grab the non-bread.
and holds my action.
Okay.
Okay.
All
So
right.
Just pre-rolling for when that inevitability happens. Okay.
Killian.
I don't like this game. I'm supposed to be boring.
So as you're drilling, as you're boring into the wood, you hear
Our hunter has 2 big legs.
Every limb of his is a peg.
you start to
being a
hear
torso vampire.
you start to hear the click of very sort of fine footwear on very wet cobblestones coming your direction.
That's fine. Everything is fine.
That's the
There's nothing-
worst thing you could have said because we don't know what side that person's on.
I would like
Almost
to
right
point
now,
out, I don't know that this is going to matter, but anyone who tries to perceive me has disadvantage, Keith.
That's only if it relies on sight, though, right? Because you're also boring into the ship.
It just says that any perception check to against me essentially has disadvantage
Even, I guess.
because it's also technically it's like part sound dampener thing. Anyway,
I'd be more scared if you start hearing sniffing.
They have dogs.
Okay.
All right.
Oh yeah, I'm in the middle of my project. I can't do anything about that.
And we're now to the top of the round.
Okay. Down, I guess. I mean, we're trying to thin their numbers, I guess, just as they start coming up. So I'm gonna get another batch from the crowd with.
Okay.
I think we'll just use one this time. Just
Okay.
so then.
Just use them all.
So.
You're a bad influence, Steven.
Steven, this is why I don't give you.
How long
things
does the
like this.
expertise work? Just for one roll?
Just for
Yeah, it was
one.
just
Okay,
for
then it's going to be a 16 dex save for whoever I
Okay.
get within the beam. Okay.
Most of the time, I don't do these things myself. I just tell other people to.
Okay.
So it's going to be 13 if they fail.
As Nate would say.
And the DC is what?
16.
16.
What?
Well, the natural dice rolls at 18, so.
Okay, so they'll take half, so they'll take 6.
God, why won't that one die?
Okay.
We're gonna have to just kill the fancy hand.
And hope that works.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Yeah, I don't have anything
Also,
as
what do you
a.
mean we?
I don't have anything as a bonus action.
Like,
so-
I'm gonna wind up fighting.
so
This is
from
not
your
in this box.
from your spot, looking sort of over the edge of the building,
Take his box
Mhm.
anyway.
you see 7 more looming out of the fog.
Okay.
Mm,
We've got more company!
great.
I don't know if it helps, but you know.
It's like it's like a Nintendo cartridge.
It's like a Nintendo cartridge!
I don't know what Nintendo is, but sure. Okay.
They make playing cards.
I don't think I have. Yeah, and I don't think I can do anything as a bonus action.
Okay, so the first 8 continue climbing up the side of the building and start to come over the edge at you guys. So at this point,
Start popping!
Yep. I think all of those are gonna hit. So the first one, I'm gonna just like go straight for the hands to try and make them let go and fall. That is the goal anyway. So the first one's gonna end up doing 7 plus 5. It's 12 points of damage.
12 points. Are you aiming for any particular specific one, or just whatever is closest?
Whichever one comes up first.
Okay.
And then the next one that comes up, I'm gonna try and do the same thing.
That one is still. Jeez.
Yes. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Still alive, and we've hit it for over 60.
Okay. And what was your damage on the second one?
Is that one still coming up?
15.
Yeah.
Dang it. So the next one is going to be 9 points of damage. I'm just going to go ahead and do it to the same one in the
Okay.
hopes that it lets go so we have fewer people that are problems.
That actually sort of breaks its grip and it goes falling back to the
Good.
ground.
Wilhelm
Is
scream.
the boy dead? It'd be 2d6.
Yep.
Yes, if you're still alive.
Damn it! Is the boy dead?
It's the if you came here to kill me, clap your
In
hands.
Stevie's mind, they're just immortal.
So sort of lands hard and then starts to crawl up off of the ground.
That'd actually be
At what
evil.
point? How much damage have we done to the one that we keep hitting? The one. Is it over 70 at this point?
Yeah.
I get one
Okay.
more, and it's going to be 8 points.
Which,
So whichever one is coming up next.
Keith, I don't know if this matters, but I do feel like I should point out the monks, when they punch things, that bypasses any resistance to non-magical.
yeah.
You know, it still.
It just
No,
doesn't
I
matter.
just realized that we never, and so I was like, oh, we should probably mention that,
How
but
much?
8.
it would be a terribly cruel but also really
Fall,
badass
damn
thing
it.
if they're just immortal while the main dude is alive and we can't kill them.
But we still don't know what the hunter is.
So the one that you hit, looking pretty ragged. You rattle its cage real good, but it's just barely hanging on.
And we're going to go.
Mm.
So I'm going to take...
Where are you backing?
Since they're climbing, they
Give
can't
you the
hit me, so
chopper.
I'm just gonna hoof it.
Well, you gotta wait for your turn.
Why
Because
is
that
it-
was your
that was
your
my
held
turn.
action.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
Dang it! Thank you.
So they are coming up. So that one fell.
Okay, I've got patient defense up.
Okay. So there are only 7 of them coming over the edge now.
Only 7. It's a very dangerous 7.
Stunning strike.
18.
That hits.
So both of these will hit. Slashes.
Question. When you said we need evac, did you like point a specific direction, or did you just say it?
Away from where they're coming from.
Okay.
So,
But Danny, that's everywhere.
well, if they
9
are
points of
mainly
slashing.
around the docks, I want to be jumping to the other building
Oh,
tops
then-
farther
And
away.
con- Next one of
Con
these.
save.
Fail that con save.
16.
And that is the DC.
That is lower. That is below the DC.
Kiss your
So
hit
you have
points
lost
goodbye.
those hit points from your
I
pool.
take how much necrotic damage do I take?
None on this because they are still just
Oh, that's
slashing.
just slash. So I lose the 9, just 9
Mhm.
from my max, right?
From your max, yes.
Scheiße.
Second hit
Oh, no, hold
is 8 points of slashing. Make the con save.
Okay, hold on. I need a piece of paper to keep track of some specifics. So, I don't have fancy paper. So. So 70 is my max. Okay. And then another 8.
Minus 10
8
times
points.
two.
And make your con save.
Nope.
Nope.
Nope. So 8 from my total.
Yep.
For that last one, I am going to use one of my charges of my Shadow Ward cloak. How far away is the nearest rooftop that's adjacent to our rooftop? That would be, assuming if we were to run
Okay.
in a direction, how far would the nearest rooftop adjacent to us be?
Oh, let's call it 90 feet.
90? Scheiße.
I mean, you're on top of a warehouse, so
Yeah.
50 feet from the edge where you are to the other side, and then another 30 feet for the street.
Can you pick me up on your way over? Okay. I will, using one of my Shadow Ward, one of my features from my Shadow Ward cloak, I will expend one of its charges to teleport 30 feet. So I will teleport 30 feet to further from the rooftop.
Can you do that as a reaction to something?
That is the reaction.
Okay.
When I get hit by an attack, I can use my reaction to expend one of the cloak's charges. Oh, to have the damage from the attack and teleport 30 feet.
Okay.
So I'll take 4 instead. So that brings me up 4, and up 4 on that. So okay. So that's me.
Okay. So you feel your back go light again.
And you just see me 30 feet away. Looks like I'm getting ready to head to the next rooftop.
Okay. 3 coming at you.
Yep.
Sorry?
We just appeared there for a moment.
We did.
The fog just gently brushed against the camera.
12 is going to miss. 21.
Hit.
And 10 is going to miss.
And I failed my save.
5 points of slashing.
Fine, you didn't want those hit points anyway, right?
And 5
Yeah,
points
it's
off of
fine.
your pool.
Yeah, no, this is why I needed the pink seal. The max is
And
66.
then an unnatural 20 and a 22.
Oh, both hit.
I really do have a head full of snot, guys. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good.
I feel that.
9 points of slashing. And roll that con save.
I'm assuming that's gonna fail. 16.
Yeah,
17.
just barely but fails. And then another 8 points of slashing.
That'll succeed.
Okay.
Okay.
There's only 2 left to come after Simi. And neither of them is going to hit on the first.
Yeah, the
Those were
patient
caught,
defense-
and neither of them hits on the second. So
Patient defense helped there.
Yes.
yeah. So you're good.
Good deal.
And that is them.
Well, fuck.
Hole.
I do wish you would stop putting holes in my boat.
It's a Damn it, that makes you hotter.
What are you like? If I don't acknowledge it, you're not there.
It's gonna be, if I don't turn around to see them, they're not there, right? Ken's gonna put the auger down. He's gonna close his tool case. At no point during this so far has he acknowledged or looked back at the person. He's gonna put it in his bag. He's gonna put his bag on his shoulder. And then he's gonna turn around.
So standing at the base of the dry dock wall, just sort of standing there looking at you, is what you would describe as a very tall, very lithe, blue-skinned elf. The eyes are solid black, and arms sort of crossed over his chest, very sort of elaborate cloak and clothing, very fine shoes, and he's just standing there looking at you.
I don't suppose you'd be willing to just let me walk out of here.
I don't suppose you'd be willing to tell me why you're putting holes in my boat?
Oh, I can tell you that easy, yeah. So we have an accord then?
It depends on what you can tell me about your dragonborn friend. And he actually takes that long sniff as he says that.
Jump up to the other side of the block.
You learn something new every day. What do you want to know?
Do you know where he has gone?
Certainly not.
Okay. And you get the sense that this being looks right into you and sees right into the core of your soul and into your very being.
So when he does it, you better be careful. There's some things you don't want to see in there.
You download all the schematics.
You actually feel his consciousness brush against that information.
It's real dangerous. You probably don't want to play with that.
Not for me. Make me a con save real quick.
It's a good thing I cast my spell earlier. Natural 20.
Okay. He does seem taken a little bit aback as you were able to fend off his...
Bless you.
Bless you.
His massive sneeze.
Excuse
No.
me. As you
information was too much for my brain.
as you're able to fend off sort of the mental probe, but even with that, you feel that information shift somewhat in your head,
Great.
but not in a debilitating way. It feels. I mean, you're a blacksmith. You've worked as a smith. You've seen the little blacksmith tools that are things that you give to apprentices to learn how to do and to hone their skills. And you know there's always a trick. It may not always be the obvious thing that's going to let the puzzle unfold, but there's always a trick. And in your mind, you feel something slip into place.
You just downloaded the file structure for all of your otherwise unsupported
Ah,
files.
manager's password.
But for the moment,
Yep.
that's all.
Yep, sure. And now I get to walk away, right?
I suppose you do.
Awesome, man. Killing I was gonna start walking back up the dry dock like, okay, that's the deal.
And he's just going to stand there and watch you go.
As you walk into the horde of other.
Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
All right. Artemis.
Step of the wind.
Only one of them is going to get a chance to take a swipe at you.
With Step
No,
of the
No,
Wind.
not with Step of the Wind. You're right.
Yeah,
Never
that is why I chose that one.
Yeah, no. Okay, you're right.
It also doubles my jump distance,
Yep.
which is
There's
nice.
an outline in the fog where you used to be.
All right. Cool. And
We're going to jump to the next roof.
okay, so you'll.
It was very fast for an old man.
What does that give you? That gives you
100.
100 feet.
So it doesn't actually double my speed, I don't think. And
I mean, it gives
it's
you-
either double your
yeah, it's
speed
either.
So the
or
cheap dash is a bonus action.
Or disengage.
yeah. So it'll just let me disengage for free.
So it'll give you 50, basically.
Yeah.
But you
I
could
was-
also spend your action to get there.
I could, but we're not going to do that.
Okay.
So I'm going to jump to the next roof.
You don't have quite enough to get to the next roof.
Oh, okay.
It's
Because
90 it was
it's
90 feet
yeah,
to
it's
the-
50 feet across the roof you're on,
Okay.
and then there's the gap of the street to
Gotcha.
get to the next roof.
In that case, I will just turn around at the edge of the building and wait for my compatriots.
You did, however, slip, run right by
That's fine.
Lucas,
That's fine.
and you're just going to run right by him.
Yep.
So, as you're lying there on the roof, there's this patter of footsteps right by you.
And then turn around, and we'll go 2 lightning bolts. Spell attacks. Ooh, one of those is definitely going to hit, and one is definitely going to miss. That is a d8. So whichever one takes the damage will take a 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 points of radiant damage.
Ooh. Okay.
The other one is a complete whiff because it was a 2.
All right. Good deal. And that will bring us to C.
I'm gonna do the same thing, sans the lightning bolts, but I'm gonna pick up Luke's.
I mean, you can attack before you leave,
Oh, that's true.
and then
And then do the thing. So, yeah. Let's do that. Sorry, that means I did not pre-roll because I'm a silly person.
No, that's okay.
Oh, maybe not. 14 does not hit.
No, it will not.
Okay, so one of them does not hit. That is 9 points for one, and then
So that's the one that's been taking the most damage so far. As you hit it, you feel something give, and it just collapses where it stands.
How much did it take?
Since you're still standing right next to it.
Kind of, yeah.
I don't remember what you guys were fighting, but this is going to be when you guys racked up like 300 points of damage on something and it still wasn't going down.
Yeah.
and then another one's gonna land one of the other ones for 11 points.
Okay.
And then, step of the wind, grabbing Lucas, GTFO.
Cool.
Nope. You'll be right next to me.
You only had
30.
no. I'm just thinking you only hit one with the mirror last time, right?
Well, I hit as many as I could with the mirror last time.
Right. Never mind.
I don't know how many.
Probably one.
Because they were spread out in the angle. You did only just hit one.
Yeah.
I just have to remember what was that one. Okay, good deal. Top of the
We're
round.
so far in over our heads.
Oh, yes.
On your back, I'll just mirror the ones that have come up.
Okay.
I'll do 2 charges.
Okay.
So it's gonna be a 16 dex save. That's gonna be 17 for a fail.
All right. Fail. So there are only 6 on the roof right now. One of them got knocked down.
Poor thing.
Gastian wants to use his instant fortress. But you're not there.
But you're not there.
Here.
You had to plan.
Oh, God.
Oh, this is math. Math at its finest.
Welcome to D&D.
Yep.
D&D, folks, where you learn maths very quickly.
Erin asked me if she could play D&D today. And so I was like, all right, let's talk about your character. Who do you want to be? She started describing herself. She's like, red hair, blue eyes, pink cheeks, and a pink dress.
I want to be a self-insert.
Oh, BKB.
But she wants to be a teacher.
Ah.
And then she lost interest, so we didn't actually get anywhere.
Okay. So the creatures start running across the roof to get at you, to come at you guys. But they do not have the same speed you do, and so they are falling behind. They only get about halfway across, even a little bit less than halfway across.
Perfect.
What you doing, Killian?
Once I get a little ways up the drydock, I assume if I look over my shoulder, somebody is still down there, still watching me.
Yep.
Nope. I'm leaving.
All right.
I'm
so-
heading to our rendezvous point.
All right. Sounds good. We will sort of
Yep.
step away from
Uh-huh.
you for a moment until the end of combat. Then.
We're going to roll a bowling ball of light. Which actually works out perfectly because if their speed is 30, I ran 50. They're 20 away, and it's a 20-foot sphere. So just roll a bowling ball, and they will all need to make What did I say before? Shoot, I should have just kept it at. Con saves. DC 16.
Yeah, they fail.
Okay. So they will take. Not much. 6 points of radiant damage. And then I will turn and I will jump the distance to the next house. And I'm out.
Let's go.
Bing! Ba, 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 ba.
All right. So they all kind of get blasted by this light and are just kind of blinded as you guys hop over to the next roof.
Okay. That's me.
Sort of behind them, off, at the very next, at the far edge, you do see sort of a lone, a single lone one climb up over the edge. You kind of figure it's the one that got knocked off before, but you can hear more coming from that direction.
Do we just stay here and then make sure that they don't make the jump?
See me.
You get a 10-foot pole, and as they're jumping,
And I don't have noodles I can do at a distance. Nothing has come up to me, right?
No,
Okay.
they're about 20 feet off.
I'll at least toss an arrow at one of them.
you'll toss an arrow.
I'm a monk. You just,
Just
you know.
imagine you guys with 10-foot poles and just bonking them on the head as they try and jump over.
Huzzah!
Fine. It's not the worst idea I've ever heard.
So that's definitely gonna hit, and it's not very much. 6 points for
Okay.
one of them, and then I too shall leap across.
Yeah.
6 points. Okay.
I should have shut off their regeneration at least for now, though.
I'm not sure that matters anymore.
Okay.
I mean, I plan on kiting them as far as I can.
Top of the order. This will be. We'll make this probably the last round.
Yeah,
Unless something weird happens.
I don't think there's anything I can do from this range
Okay.
because they're
Yeah, they're right at
They're
the-
well not within the range, so I'm just gonna dodge
Okay.
in case something happens.
You've sort of faded off into the mist.
Yep. I have. I have.
More conversation.
Nobody said I could go, so I went.
I guess that's fair.
Because I know when I am in over my head and could not win.
What would it take to get you to stop sucking
They
people dry?
they do the ones that are following you guys sort of run up to the edge of the building, but it doesn't look like they've got it in them to make the jump. First off, they've used too much of their movement to get to the edge, and it doesn't look like they've got the wherewithal to make the
What
jump.
you could do before you leave.
Oh no, might as well save it for another occasion.
Oh, I plan on just sitting here and throwing lightning bolts at them. As long as they're still up here, and
Death by
there's
a
not
thousand
like
cuts.
someone coming up around me, I'm just gonna keep throwing lightning bolts.
Okay. So you're just gonna keep doing that. See me? What?
I mean, I guess as long as
What's
he's
your
gonna
grand
do
plan?
that, I will, use my crossbow bolts.
Okay.
Keep, picking them off as I can.
So, what's sort of the average for your lightning bolts? And what's the average for your crossbows?
So those ones are actually better than my explosive.
8, so 4 plus 5, so 9.
9. Okay.
But you can attack.
So that is
Oh, but it's a
eight.
crossbow.
Yeah.
It's not my crossbow.
D8 plus
No.
5.
I don't have a Killian crossbow.
What is that?
What's what?
So it is average for a D8 is
5.
4, 5.
5.
Oh,
there's no
in
zero.
which
There's no
case
zero.
mine would be 10.
So
So
5 plus 5, so
10.
10 per
Okay.
hit.
Same for
So
my-
And I can
On-
just use one charge of the mirror, except the last charge. So
okay. as long as you keep doing that, as long as you keep hitting. Now, the only thing with the mirror is they are spread out enough. They are not in a straight
that's fair.
line.
I have a hand crossbow. I can just use that and just
Okay.
pew pew pew.
Yeah, I can stop their regeneration
I'm
if you
guess-
guys can deal enough damage
Yeah.
to kill them.
I don't know if we're gonna be able.
I don't think you can.
I mean, if they
not,
turn around.
not before you all run out of crossbow bolts.
So okay, so here's the thing. Here's the math. If you don't stop their regeneration, then it's a wash. They will heal essentially on average whatever damage you guys can do to them. If you do,
Yeah.
obviously you gain a little bit. There was the one that was trailing behind them that will catch up in a round, and then there's another batch of them that are going to catch up in a couple of rounds after that. So they are swiftly outnumbering you guys. You guys have managed to kill one of them.
Yep.
So
Did you figure out
I
how
will
much
let you
damage it
guys
took
stand there and plink as long as
I'm
you
sure
want
what
to.
to kill one?
But
I mean,
the reality
until-
is you're
I never
not going
got
to
an
stop
answer.
the flood.
Yeah, until they until it becomes clear that we need to move, I would just stay there. Like if I can see somebody starting to climb up my building, then I'm leaving.
Can I deduce how much it takes to kill one of these,
Roughly.
roughly?
121 hit points.
Oh!
Not counting the regeneration.
And
Can we just have
there were
you
40 of them.
invent a small nuclear bomb?
That does 120. Unless we can teleport the entire ship away, I don't think that's possible.
So how long do you guys want to stay?
Probably a minute.
Okay.
Assuming that's all he might need.
Might take a couple more hours
Okay.
to.
Yeah.
Assuming there are he doesn't make any more. To defeat all of the ones currently, we need
Yeah.
to do a combined total of about 4,480 points of
For
damage.
the ones that we know about.
with stopping their regeneration every time.
Yeah.
So unless somewhere there's a holy hand grenade.
So we'll say that you guys take out a couple more and start to see them sort of filter around onto the street below you and start closing in, heading your
I think that is our
direction.
cue. I think that their
Yeah.
distraction is
yeah,
probably...
let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Dang it, Eden. I think our distraction has probably done what it needs to.
And then you will slip off into the foggy night.
And hope that
Go to our rendezvous
Yeah.
point.
hope that Killian's still alive.
Nah, he's dead.
At the rendezvous point, sitting on a box on the street corner, is Killian.
So.
Nope.
What?
I got caught.
What?
And you're here?
Uh-huh.
What?
Because I said I don't suppose there's a way I could walk away, and the thing said that if I told him what I knew about where Kazakh is, which I was happy to because I know nothing about where Kazakh is, and he let me walk away.
That seems really suspicious. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm glad you're alive.
I got the distinct impression that we are not dangerous enough for him to care.
But I mean, you were right
You know what, that
there.
sounds
He
like
could
a
just
win.
fly you like a fly. Yeah, you were not wrong.
But
I
if you see an ant
Do
on
I-
the street
do
over
I
there,
feel
do
the
you
return
walk
of
all the way
magic?
over there and step on it?
I mean, I don't, but some people do. I guess he's not that person.
Did you say that out loud?
yes.
Come on, technicality.
Does this win?
What was that?
Technically, that's a win.
I mean, in its defense, in the demon's defense, it got 2 more deals out of this whole thing.
So as you sort of say,
This sounds like a win, right?
the world, including your friends, freezes around you.
Fudge! You don't have to do it, please. It's weird.
The fog sort of coalesces in front of you into a very non-distinct shape that emanates menace. I suppose you are technically correct.
The best kind.
And the
Which-
best kind of technically, yes.
You are a man after my own heart. Have your toys. And you feel the power rush back into you. Because I will have you in the end.
I bet you will.
And then the wisps of fog dissipate. And time starts back.
X. I'll have you
Hey,
something.
we don't know what the history is here.
And time restarts.
Don't think that it's really
Are
a
you okay?
win, per se.
That was a weird little Lucas sound. I mean, you do make weird little sounds anyway, so I don't.
That
So
might
I
be
think
also
it's-
kind of
I think
racist.
it
They're just
technically
regular
worked.
sized sounds.
When you say it technically worked,
I will
cast a spell.
cast a spell. I will cast.
Do you have any cantrips?
No. I will. I'm trying to find one that has visual. Oh, I will just create just a random symbol in the air of the glyphs I usually do, and just have it like gently pulse a little bit before it fades. So, technically, it worked.
Ha.
You did win.
At the same time that you are casting that spell
Of course.
and creating the glyphs,
Uh-huh.
there's a sort of sound from the drydock, a flash of sort of otherworldly light, and then the sound of air rushing to fill a void, like a thunderclap.
And the whole ship is.
You're not
Oh.
where you can see the drydock.
Oh, what does that mean?
Oh shit!
That means he left. The question is, did his pals go with him? How many did you manage to kill?
2?
Or
4?
Not zero.
And they
Not bad.
They take a
Really
lot.
tough.
It was bad.
I mean, do you want me to go back and check real fast? I can stay on the rooftops.
Let's all go just take a look-see, and hopefully, if we're really, really lucky, they're all gone.
Buddy, no, you're back. Yeah, if we need to run away.
Because you're all really not going to like my backup plan.
Let's look first before you tell me your backup
Yeah,
plan.
let's look first.
Are his plans, like, bad? I am unfamiliar enough to catch the context that was needed to understand. the
They're well
nuance.
thought out of, except when you get to the first part of the plan and realize that you did not build the steps.
They're
They're well constructed.
They are good plans for situations we should not find ourselves in the first place and then have to weasel our way out of. So they are bad plans.
I see.
Yes.
Is this where Killian can hear you?
Maybe. I mean, he was trying to be quiet, but I don't know if anybody
See.
else.
It's not a bad plan, it's just that Simi's not gonna like what my backup plan requires. Actually, come to think of it, none of you are going to like what my backup plan requires.
Let's check the dock before you
What
tell
do
me
we
what the
see
backup
at the
plan
dock?
is going to be.
so as you guys make your way back down to the dry dock,
Hello.
It's me.
a couple of things are readily apparent. For starters, the lamps are now lit,
Ah,
and
he
there's
used his-
now light. There's now light streaming out of dockside buildings that was not there before.
Okay.
Where the dry dock was, there is now a hemispheric hole that has just been scooped out of the infrastructure of the docks.
So he took the dry dock with it.
And the Demetrius is no longer
Is that
there.
a hole filling up with water now? Did he take
Yes.
the sluice gate?
Yes. Yes, it is.
That is unfortunate.
Did
We
he
don't
take
turn
his
that in.
friends?
Make me an investigation check.
Do you want me to find out really fast?
Or perception.
I'll just throw another big ball that explodes.
I I mean, it's a dirty 20.
26.
26,
28.
28.
I didn't roll because I was I was just gonna like, oh, let's draw them to me.
There is movement around, but it appears to be more of the more mundane, like normal dockside activity variety.
It's that guy selling fish at midnight because
How did nobody else notice this and they're just walking through?
it's
To be
the same
fair,
reason a lot of people haven't seen magic in the past. It's just more of magic concealing magic.
to be fair, if I saw this, I wouldn't ask questions in the middle of the night. If we were walking through town and we came across this in the middle of the night, I wouldn't comment on it. I'd just keep going.
I don't believe you for a second. You'd be like, I need to figure out what this is.
No, I would not. Not in the middle of the night, I wouldn't.
That's
We
fair.
go back later.
If I was wandering town in the middle of the night and came across a perfectly carved out, I'd be like, no. Well, I don't know how to feel about the fact that we are still vastly outgunned in the grand scheme of things.
I mean,
Maybe that's for the better.
I feel like that's probably something you should have realized a long time ago.
I mean, we've done pretty good so far.
We've done good.
I didn't realize that we were still at the point where we were so outgunned that, like, we weren't worth the effort.
Would you like some tea?
I
I think
think
we
that
should
would
go
be-
back and have some
I
tea.
think that would be lovely. I also have an idea that I thought of that we can talk about when we get back. So we gotta decide what we're gonna do next.
As we're going back, just like I didn't realize that there were still things out there so much bigger than us that they didn't even care that we existed. That was
About halfway through that sentence, you start speaking magic language.
Oh, buddy, you're.
Mork. Mork. Cease. Desist.
You're doing the talking wrong thing.
And when she, it sort of jostles you back to.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. He may have poked a little bit at that.
Great. I mean, you don't know what what it is, so.
I know it's the thing he has.
Oh.
The ship disappeared because he used the thing to teleport.
Oh right, that spelljammer thing that Cassian was talking
That'd
about.
be the thing.
I'm just ignoring them because I have no idea what they're talking about. They're just these weirdos.
Like I said, I kind of didn't realize that we were still such small potatoes in the grand scheme of things.
You have an interesting egocentricity about the way you view the world, don't you?
It's still in the middle of the night. I assume there's hardly anybody out. See me? We put a god back where it belonged, and we helped topple a centuries-long dictator,
Helped.
and only one person died in the process
And that was
on
because
our
of
side. That was
mosquitoes.
I mean, technically two, but
Like-
who's counting?
overall. That's pretty damn good. That puts us pretty high up the food chain in comparison.
I mean, in where we are, yeah.
Yeah.
We are not the only place.
No, I just didn't realize that the fact that we have successfully dethroned gods and bargained with other gods still means that we're like hardly anything to that thing. But I genuinely felt like I could not have hurt him if I had tried my hardest.
She seems genuinely boggled that you struggle to wrap your head around being insignificant. She's just like, huh. Oh, okay. I guess for some reason it's just not that surprising to me.
Don't worry, you're big in my mind.
I just
That's
didn't.
not a lot of encouragement, but you know, most people are big around me. So thank you.
I just kind of assumed that most things we'd run into at this point would, like, have a bone to pick with us.
Huh. never dawned on me to think that. I mean, in my particular situation, sure, but like that's a very specific group of people. I don't know. Guess it just didn't dawn on me that many people would know us to.
I mean, I feel like anyone who figured out who we were.
would think us that they're not living under the thumb of the Empire.
Or would want to kill us because we're a threat.
Still possible.
Anyway. So, well, that problem is resolved in the least satisfying and most disconcerting way it could have possibly ended. Also, he tracks them by scent.
Oh. That would do it.
And he was looking for Kazakh?
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
Do I still feel awful? Okay.
Do I still have lost hit points?
It'll take a while.
Anyway, but the upside, we don't have to go with my very uncomfortable for the three of you backup plan.
I would like to hear what that was.
At this point, we were so outgunned, we were going to have to start going and getting help. And in this city, there's only a handful of people I can think of off the top of my head that could maybe have enough juice behind them to be helpful. And one of those would be the Order. So I was going to go walk into Madam What's-Her-Face and...
No. You could have just asked me, and we could have asked them.
Nope, that wouldn't have worked. Because then they'd want to know how you know.
Because I saw it? It doesn't actually matter. Because the person that I'm
but
investigating
then they
knew
would,
about it. Because...
right, which ties her to it. So, see, I was going to do this so that we kept out of it.
Yeah.
The idea that I was investigating that as a link to the other thing I was investigating would still be a reasonable.
Yeah, but see, the other people we were going to have to go ask for help, I didn't want to have to explain how you were also tied to the bank that moves.
Why would you have had to?
Oh, because I was going to go call on every single option we have, because I think we were going to need them. I think we were going to need our friend with wings.
See, that's when I just hide in the corner and do things where people can't see me, and you just say,
I can't explain.
He's not, no, like he makes a momentary face, but he's not asking questions.
It's best not to ask. They have so many people who are just have weird stuff going on.
Yeah, so we're going to have to get the bank. We were going to have to get the cabin back.
The bank?
We were...
You were going to sick the bank on the ship?
Yes! At this point, yes!
Honestly, that's not a bad idea.
Well, I don't think you understand how outclassed we were.
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah, we do.
I felt it.
I mean,
So, with that thing, I just...
honestly, I mean, yeah, sure, I wouldn't have liked it, but I like it from the component of, like, it gets the job done, and it would be the best shot that we had.
Or we all would have died.
But we did.
All of us.
And that's all that matters.
Anyway.
Guess at that point we wouldn't have to worry about it anymore.
Maybe.
Yeah, that whole afterlife thing. That was a disappointing revelation. She just keeps walking.
No, it's better not to ask.
Tea?
Yes.
That was wonderful.
Absolutely.
All right, so you guys get back to Castian's shop and make up some tea.
So this is actually a kind of fun thing, unless you're trying to close us down. So he'll set the
Private
teapot.
sanctum.
He'll set the teapot just in the middle of the floor, and he'll put in some lavender leaves, and it will start boiling. And he'll like whisper to it a second, and then he'll pour out for everyone.
What do you say to your tea?
Good job.
Sweet nothings.
He's a little on the shy side.
Does the Order know that you have all this magic?
Oh yeah.
And they're just kosher with that, huh?
Well, they don't know about everything.
You stole yours! They weren't kosher with it! You're a wanted man!
This little guy
Okay.
is actually. They don't specifically necessarily know about him. So he's going to open the top of the teapot, and out from. I'll show you the picture. Out from the teapot will peek a tea weird. So it's kind of cut off at the bottom, but it looks just like a little. Yeah.
Blob of tea.
And at this point, he's purple from the lavender. And he'll just sort of like peek out and then just go back.
Oh, hi, buddy.
Fascinating.
That,
And then he'll pour the rest of your tea.
and it's a friend, right?
He is, as best I can tell, the embodiment of the idea of tea.
You know, we have a cabin that eats people. I shouldn't be surprised by this anymore.
Had.
Nope.
We're gonna call out and
It's
again.
not a cabin anymore.
Like I said, just
Yep, not
away
asking.
and random shit.
Not asking.
But thank you for the tea. This is very lovely after a very stressful evening. Next up, we've got to do the decursing thing.
Oh, yeah. You know, I have questions about that.
Decursing
Totally
the.
forgot what this was.
The,
You know, the
ritual
curse-
to
that-
fix the curse.
That your father was like the originator of.
You know, I don't remember asking Akarai when he was here, but I do wonder what would happen if we just take the curse that's currently bound to my tongs and put it in an anti-magic field.
I mean, I guess we could try it and see.
I mean, I kind of want to know if he knows what had happened, because if what happens is, like, it spreads to everything in the anti-magic field, then maybe that's a bad
I
plan.
imagine it would just stop at the anti-magic field and wouldn't go any further, sort of like a.
Well, but,
force
like, I
field.
also don't know if, like, putting it in the anti-magic field would, like, break the containment.
It might.
Right. See, this is why I want to ask him before I
I
just
will
do it.
remind you that he had a portable anti-magic
Oh,
field
right.
as part of catching the curse in the first place.
I could message him and see if he wanted to join back up with us.
I mean, if we're going to do the ritual, he needs to join back up with us
Ah, that's a
anyway.
fair point.
Probably take a day or two to. Or a week
Curse?
to chillax.
Aha.
Oh yeah, you
Right.
were here for that.
Kid's going to go over to the corner. He's going to open a hat box. There's tongs, and it's still, I think the potion is still glowing.
Mhm.
There's a glowing potion. So there's a curse that was jumping around because it didn't have a home, because its home was in another world. And we trapped it here.
Right, I wasn't supposed to ask things.
And put the lid on it. So we have a curse that needs to be put back where it came from so that it'll stop jumping around to different things. So it is currently contained, but
In my hat box.
well, it's attached to my tongs, which are in the hat box for ease of storage,
I see.
because we have an abundance of hat boxes here.
Yeah,
Indeed.
it's a thing.
Now that I think about it, I wonder how often he
Yes.
used those.
Yes, he
to-
did.
What was the?
You put a curse in my hat box?
Now that I think about it, I wonder how often Castian just used his hat boxes to smuggle his magic items around.
Oh, I'm sure all the time.
Why would you not?
I mean, I wouldn't think to check the hat box.
No.
So, my problem now regarding you. We did not turn up with any bodies.
I
Well,
thought that we
I
kind
have
of.
a solution for that. There is now a weird circular dome in town. And you could say that you basically could blame it on me. And then I'll go to my pack and pull out my old jacket, and then you can say that you found this at the scene.
This isn't a terrible
And I can
idea.
just put a bunch of old weird trinkets I have that I'm not using
So
anymore in
That
the
only
pocket.
delays the inevitable.
Well, right,
however.
but you just say that This is evidence that you're getting closer to me.
I'm still a little on the fence about the idea that even giving them a body would fix the problem, because
if it's connected to him in a way that...
Right.
yeah, like my understanding is they don't actually care about him, they care about what he has.
Also that.
So unless you're turning over what he has, the manhunt doesn't stop.
Correct.
Yes.
Right. Which brings
That being
me
said,
to...
if you were to have come dry of leads,
Right.
that at least solves
Which
the Inquisition.
Gets me to my second part of this plan. He'll describe like 2 pieces of paper. I don't have anything written on them yet, but I'm going to write 2 either magic formulas or letters, something that would be in my pockets or something. And there's a spell I'm going to learn called Illusionary Script. And on one of these papers, in illusionary script that only Master Rosk can see, is going to be something that will implicate Mistress Odessa Corell, that she is conspiring to take over leadership. And on this one, I'm going to put an illusionary script that only Mistress Corell will see, that implicates Rosk is using me, so he has access to the library and she doesn't. In which I'm planning to pit the 2 of them together, because they'll only be able to see the specific script on each.
So, I do see some potential issues here.
Go for it.
The first one I would pose to you is sort of philosophical in nature.
Oh boy.
It involves ethics.
Is it your intention to sort of just remove the rest of the order from the land? Is that your long-term goal here? Because if that is the case, this is a good start to that means. I will leave my opinions out of this. But is that your intention?
You guys have talked about sort of a rebellion that you've been a part of. Wouldn't this not help in which causing dissonance between the heads of the order?
So, my participation in this was less about the order and more about removing the corrupt influence upon the land that was the Empress.
Well, I mean, if I were to say 2 people that I feel are very corrupting to the Empire, it would be Rosk and Mistress Odessa Corell.
I don't necessarily disagree, but pitting them against each other will be far more damaging to the Order than if they were simply to be removed. Because they will, from my experience...
Drinking a lot of tea over there.
From my experience, they will not hesitate to use those under their power.
I know.
So what I'm saying is that there will be a lot more innocents that would be harmed if they were to be pit against each other. Now, if you are trying to remove the order as a whole, that would be a good first step. If you are not, if that is not your intention, then perhaps that is not the route we should take.
I feel, especially after my time in Satterton, that there are branches of the order that serve positive purposes. There are good people in the order that do good work. But we do have to, I would prefer with more surgical precision, remove the people that cause it to be an organization that harms.
Now, that being said, I have, in my time, I have experience with a lot of different branches of this order. There are good people everywhere. And that is sort of an issue. Because your branch in Setterton, I'm sure, has good people. The branch here in Costas has good people. The problem is always going to come from the structure and the nature of humanity as a whole. Humanity and dwarves and elves and of course everyone else. But
The royal humanity.
people as a whole cannot be trusted. So, with that being said, if you were to remove the order as a means for which people with corrupting influence can affect those who otherwise are innocent, you remove the opportunity for them to do damage. Now, the flip side is you remove its opportunity to do good. But I have also seen within every single organization that I've ever encountered that there are good people. And there is always potential for evil. So, my personal opinion aside, I don't know that there is a good answer. How's your popcorn?
I'm beginning to understand why so many times I would tell you people things, and you would have no recollection of what was said.
Just kind of phase that all out, didn't you?
Yep.
Yeah. You're right on all counts with that, but if we just if we were to remove the order entirely, that power vacuum just goes to something else. It doesn't solve any problems. Preserving the good that the order does, I feel like might not be a bad way to go, but either way, Odell and Rosk need to be removed. I do think that the way you intend to go about it is going to probably create more collateral damage than it's worth.
To be fair, that is possible regardless.
They are really good.
It's a problem.
Just a thought. I just
No, I'm
now
not.
that I
I think
have
it's a good
spells
thought.
bag, it's just more workshopping, I guess.
But what it boils down to is, do you intend to remove the order? I think you have solid points, of course, but if you intend to remove the order, this is a good first step.
I mean,
Is that your intention?
It is not
what does the
mine.
order currently do again, Keith? It's
They run the
what are they
shitty
doing?
guard in
I mean,
town.
they're like the guard, and they worked under the.
Yeah, so they're taking over the guard. You know for a fact they
Yeah.
were making inroads to try and take over the Merchants Guild.
Right.
Or
I know
at
they,
very least the bank to try
Right.
and sort
I
of
know they
muscle
were
in.
overall. They used to work right directly under the Empress,
Mhm. Yeah.
but then that turned sour. So
Yeah.
what is the overall goal of the order now?
Which faction in the order?
Which faction exactly?
For hell's sakes, Rosk and Corell.
I don't think those are the same factions.
No, but like, what's Rosk's
Power and influence.
and Mistress Odessa Corell?
Her own power. And
I was about to
influence.
say, to stop Rosk from getting power and influence.
Okay.
I
don't know.
mean, there were so many plots and schemes and wheels within wheels before the Empress, may she live forever, lost her grip on
Reality.
on the reins of power. Let's say direct control of the empire. There were so many schemes from. Many of them from Rosk, to exert influence over the Empire. Those plans maybe aren't relevant anymore because the power balance has shifted,
Okay.
but his goal is the same, to gather to himself power and influence. And you've seen it. You've seen it from the inside, but you all have also foiled a lot of those plans without even meaning to.
So, I mean, I think that is the underlying question. Do you believe that the order should be, as it sort of stands within Costas, a governing body? Or does it need to go away? Because I don't know that there is another option, at least as things stand currently. Killian, you've been awfully quiet.
What's the...
So literally, Kaden has been snacking. So when you say, she's like, "Oh, I got out of the conspiracy game a while ago, so
Do you believe
I
that...
don't have a horse in this race."
Granted. Do you believe that the Order should be a ruling body in the land?
Define the land.
I mean, right now, it controls Costas.
I'm not from Costas. I don't plan on living here long term, so I don't really have an opinion on that. I think that
That's so good.
I think that you all are talking about the Order like it is still a functioning organization, and it is not. I think that the Order in its current format and circumstances is a collection of people.
Trying to hold Rome together.
Well, a collection of, for lack of a better term, different gangs. Different ones have their different gang leaders. Different ones have their different objectives. And the only reason that any of them are still like the Order is because you have existing infrastructure to utilize. So, I think that in a vacuum, pitting those two against each other, not a bad thing. Now, I don't know what Master Itzot and his faction have planned. I don't even know for sure what faction either of you technically are working with or for or have aligned yourselves with. So I don't know what their plans are. I don't know what Simi's been here doing this whole time. I haven't asked because it's not my job and I'm not a part of it. So it all depends on who you want to see in charge. I can tell you that no matter what, it's going to be complicated because I personally invited Rosk to join our rebellion year and change ago.
I was unaware of this.
I don't know if he ever even got the message, but we sent it with people aligned with him because at the time we thought we were going to have to march into Costas and take down the Empress ourselves.
What I've heard about that. Was it intercepted?
I mean, it
Make
wasn't.
me a history check.
I was gonna say it could have. It wasn't really all that secret. We basically gave it to some monks who were aligned, or some Order members who were aligned with Rosk, and we're like, "Go deliver this to Rosk."
Dirty 20?
30-20. You've never heard anything official about it.
Of course. But what I've heard under Madame Odessa Carell's breath.
You may have seen a thoroughly blood-soaked bit of parchment on her desk one time.
Okay.
This is going to be fascinating for Lucas because he was not a part of any of this, and he's getting all this like, oh yeah, this is the thing we did once.
Yeah.
Like every time
As a side
comes up,
note-
Simi cringes.
I mean, we don't know, like, I have never heard of Killian's group or anything like that. Have I even heard of a rebellion from the north? Okay.
Would he have heard of the rebellion in general?
I mean, there's always rumors.
Right, there's always
and
rumors of
rumblings of somewhere away from the center of the empire. There's always discontent. And there's always people. There's
A
always
rogue band
rabble
of-
that's going to try and stir stuff up. It never goes anywhere because they never get any traction. Because every time they do, the empire swoops in and crushes them.
And because we compartmentalized our operation very well to make sure that it... So when I was helping plan the rebellion, an issue I never really got around to fully fleshing out, but an issue that was always going to be a part of that was how do you pick up the pieces afterwards, which is where you are. and where the order in general and all of society basically is. So the real question there is, what do you think should become the norm?
I don't know. I'm not sure that I wish to stay with the Order much longer. I've done so to protect people that are important to me up to now, but I'm getting old, and it's perhaps not worth the few years I have left continuing to pretend to do things that I disagree with.
What is Master Itzhak planning? I'm sure that I have been kept in some kind of a loop with this.
He is more concerned with making a difference for good for the people that he can.
Yeah.
He has no aspirations on changing the Empire or changing the Order. He would be, honestly, frankly, just as happy to step away from the Order itself, so long as he could continue to do the work that he felt called to.
So the better question might be, for like from a player standpoint, why is Simi undercover working in Costas in the Order? Is that, is Simi here for her own reasons?
Yes.
Is there anyway? Because that would shape what Simi's
Player Danny and DM
Yeah.
Keith have already had that
Yeah.
conversation.
Yes.
Anyway, so that is the where you find yourselves, and deciding. I had a lot of thoughts about what should potentially replace the structure of the Empire, but it kind of doesn't matter because there was no large-scale war that disrupted everything, because that problem got nipped in the bud before we had to march in here, or what was more likely, send a team of people to assassinate the Empress. But since that never actually had to happen, you didn't have the massive shift. So that's why I don't really have a horse in this race, because where I call home, the Order isn't a big... there's a branch of the Order there, and they're fine. They've started to integrate into town there, but it's, what the Order as a whole chooses to do at this stage doesn't affect any of that.
So Lucas, I assume, based on your current circumstances, that you do not intend to remain with the Order.
I haven't been for several weeks, several months now, so...
But I assume that that is not something you would intend to change even if there was a massive shift within the Order?
I mean, it would depend on what happens to the entire social structure of the Empire. Because we've got the Empress in her castle just hiding out. We have the merchants that are trying to get a foothold. We've got the Order trying to get a foothold. It's more or less of seeing what happens.
But is that something you would consider? Is that something that you would want to try to make a change in the Order to make it a place that you could return to? Because if not, setting them on each other might be fine. If the Order tears itself apart, then perhaps it wouldn't matter to you. And for Simi,
I think the Order just needs a restructure as an entire thing, or the creation of a new one. But that also depends on if we wish to work with the current, or with the current government, or whatever will come next. Because the Order has always worked in tandem. Well, the Order has always worked in tandem with the governments for being. Well, I was going to say peacekeepers, but that hasn't been true for a long time. But perhaps, I don't know.
so you want to see the good that the Order does continue.
In an ideal world, it would be nice.
But are you willing to be a part of the structure should that change? Or would you rather step away and allow whatever good may come of it to happen? Because I believe that, at least for myself, As soon as I have done everything I can to make sure that those that would have been affected by my actions are safe, I plan to step away. I don't see that I am actually going to be able to make a big difference to those around me by staying. When the order changes, if it changes, I doubt that I have a real place in it, and I wouldn't want to take a governing place, if that was even an option. Is that something that you would want to do?
There are a few different things.
And
That would
why
hinge
continue? Why do you do the work that you do? From what I understand, you had a chance to walk away. You were far enough from Costas when everything happened that you could have stayed away.
I could have.
Why didn't you? What drew you here?
Keeping people safe.
But that could be true anywhere. It could be true in your hometown. That could be true up in the weird place that I keep seeing flyers for. That could be true anywhere. You can keep people safe wherever you can through your sphere of influence. Why here?
The thing that I'm trying to keep people safe from isn't there. Elsewhere.
So, once you have removed your potential threat, then what?
It would depend on how that goes. I am not opposed if there is an opportunity to benefit the order in its service of good, to being a part of that. It makes sense in some ways, other than that would probably require some amount of social grace that I do not possess. But depending on how things are taken care of, things that I need to do, I don't know if ethically I would feel comfortable staying as they rebuilt, other than to nudge for the better from the outside.
So let me put it this way. If the order were to be entirely removed, in its entirety, there would be, as you said, a power vacuum. Would you be willing to head up whatever is going to replace it? Because these are all important things to look as you're going forward. Because you can look to your defense of the people in removing Rusk. Once that is done, what do you do? I can look back at some 60 years of life, and I did not have that in mind. And because of that, because I was looking at the short term, I made choices that I regret now. So, what will you do? Who will you become? Deciding that now can shape your life for good or for ill, but for certain. You all have a long time to make of yourselves much. Provided, of course, that we all live that long. But who you become is important, and it should guide your actions now.
I agree.
So, what will you do? Is it worth dedicating your life to what the order may become? Will you step away?
I've dedicated my life to what I
Justice.
believe is right. And I don't see a reason for that part to change, although what it looks like might be different.
Mm-hmm.
In the event of a total power vacuum, I feel like we have our hands full of anarchy and would have to influence that the best that we could, because we're going to have to live in it one way or another, as will every other person in Costas and beyond.
Now, it is also worth remembering what the fundamental doctrines of the Order are. And if you do not support those...
Doctrines of the Order anymore.
That's because I don't think we were ever established with the fundamental doctrines of the order.
No, but some of them being...
Contain, protect.
Some of those being...
I mean, you're not far
their
off.
stance on magic. Now, that may have come from the top down, but it is still fundamental to the Order itself. To the religion that the Order is dedicated to. I don't know that that fundamentally can change and allow the Order to continue.
Alternatively, an organization that specializes in dealing with, subduing, and undoing magic, very valuable.
Mm. But that would require a fundamental change to the Order and its doctrine.
I think when the most problematic postures from within the Order are eliminated, a fundamental change is inevitable.
To some extent, but you have to remember that this spanned the entirety of the Empire. Every little faction that has taken this doctrine, this dogma into its heart, will have to make a change, and as things stand, they're not connected very well.
That is true.
It could also just return to its origins. Because we know that it existed prior to the Empire.
Mm-hmm. But that is not within living or mostly written memory anymore.
I think there is. Well,
As I said, mostly.
right.
None living and mostly without written.
There would be a copy of the original principles.
Am I crazy, or do I recall the whole cache of written documents?
You're talking about the ones from
Monwell's.
the Monwell's. So those weren't specifically like anything like specific, if that makes sense. Like that
You
was
guys
like
didn't
general.
dive, yeah, you guys didn't dive into them in any depth to.
But if you're talking like the original Book of Principles, that would have been with the Empress, and that would currently be in her vault island.
Yeah. So I suppose we'll have to make a decision each individually, but I don't see a reason to keep the Order as it stands. So I don't know that turning them against each other is strictly
fair.
speaking a bad idea, except for the people it affects.
There is a more fundamental question here. Speaking of someone who has dabbled in this and learned the hard way, do you want to take it on yourself to try and decide who wins the power struggle within the Order?
Well, I mean, it shouldn't go to Rosk and it shouldn't go to Corel.
But what are you willing to put on the line to affect that outcome?
To make sure that
Because it is really, really easy to muddy the water and start causing chaos. But if you're not really willing to commit fully to trying to resolve that outcome in your favor, trust me, it's not worth stirring that pot.
And people get hurt during chaos.
I mean, I've already congenially sold parts of my soul already, so what's a few more parts left
this
to
is
We'll
fix
have a
something?
long conversation about that at some point.
I'm
anyway.
sure you're
The-
gonna try.
I mean, this is not like a right or wrong thing. Just like, if you don't want the responsibility and the weight of worrying about trying to influence how that all plays out, then don't bother getting involved. But if you want to, then sure, come up with your plans, gather allies, get involved. Just don't half-ass it.
Setting them against each other. I can assure you that at least on Rosk's end of things, I can't speak for Miss Odell, I did not work with her. But at least on Rosk's end of things, he will hurt whoever he has to be in control. And that is probably going to include a lot of people that are just trying to do good.
Alternatively, pitting them against each other does help create opportunities for another group to gain more control.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's going to be one of those things where if you want to fight that battle, there's not going to be a way around it without innocent people getting hurt. Just like when we planned to overthrow the Empire, we all kind of had to come to terms with the idea that there wasn't a way to do that without innocent people getting caught in the crossfire. Now, you also might decide that you don't actually care enough to want to stick around and try and fight that battle, which is also fair.
A battle that is currently basically just the city of Costas.
Yep.
Because for all intents and purposes, we are separated from the rest of what was the Empire.
Yeah.
I personally, if once I finish this last case and get the order off of Simi's back, I don't see a reason to stay. Rosk is certainly worth unseating if I thought that that could happen without the sacrifice of people that don't deserve to be hurt.
Oh, I'm going to hate myself for mentioning this. It is technically possible to do that.
You're talking about like an assassination of some sort. Yeah. I don't know that anyone who works for them is any better, at least not directly. So I don't know how much that affects.
But if you had your people lined up to take over beforehand,
I don't know if I would trust anyone to do so. Perhaps your Akurai? I don't know.
Oh, there would be a lot of irony in Akurai having to run the order.
That is true.
But I'm not sure that I can be involved in all of that. That is, I think, beyond me.
Simi is very quiet at the mention of assassination attempts.
I mean,
Even if it's
realistically-
Master Rusk?
she's in.
What do you think I've been doing?
I mean, so Killian again over here in the corner. He as Simi and Lucas would know at this point. He's just thinking out loud. I mean, realistically, all you'd need to know is where he is, what his itinerary is. Honestly, probably would be pretty doable if you knew those things. Now, who takes over after him? That's the bigger problem. Because even if Rosk's faction collapses, that's no guarantee that your faction is going to be the one that wins. So really, you'd need a coordinated effort to assassinate all the leaders of all the factions you don't want involved.
How often is there a meeting of the department heads?
Not terribly often.
I'm getting...
Not terribly often, but it happens.
I'm seeing a
It has been known to happen.
D&D version of the ending of The Godfather.
I'm down.
We're just gonna whack all the department heads of the Order in Costas.
I mean,
They'll just have to figure out like who goes in next.
I mean, that also doesn't have to be your problem.
it would be like the Pope dies and you going in and whacking the entire College of Cardinals before they can pick a
the
new one.
Concord.
No,
Yeah.
I don't like any of these options.
I mean, realistically, it wouldn't be that hard. We were already potentially looking at having to assassinate the Empress, so we were already moving some stuff into place for this.
I have some information
Sorry, what?
regarding itineraries and close circles.
You're saying there's a chance.
Are you saying you know where Rosk is?
I do, right?
I mean, generally speaking.
Generally.
How generally is generally? Because, like, I could say generally I know he's on, like, somewhere in the western half of the Empire.
Like, can you narrow it down to a building?
I know the building he's in, right? I have a pretty damn good idea of where he is. Here.
How is he still alive?
Bodies.
Yeah, but that's not gonna stop her. I've seen her beat a man to death with her bare hands.
He can put bodies between him and her.
That's not gonna stop her.
And with enough bodies?
So is that what your intention is then? Is to remove Rosk?
I'm just assuming if you know where he is, that there's some reason why you haven't killed the man already.
There is.
Would you like to share with the class?
Some of them are the reasons that he listed.
I mean, is there anything in his itinerary that would place him in proximity of Miss Corell?
Oh, that wasn't what I meant.
I think he just meant, besides knowing where he's at, is there any part of his itinerary that would put him next to Corell?
If that is the case, I'd be willing to help. I do not wish to put her in power, however. So simply removing Rosk is not good enough for me. If we can get them together, I'd be willing to put whatever I have behind that.
Okay, bigger question. If we're going down this road, why has Akorai been in town?
I kept asking him for one, but
he has been a little reluctant to give those details. You get the sense it's more he didn't want to pull you into something before he was ready to.
Because if ever there was a person who would know what the other factions were at play and who could potentially step into that power vacuum and take advantage of it, I feel like Akorai would know.
I think he's doing what I've been doing. He's collecting information to make sure he does it as right as he can.
Oh, but on behalf of who? Because to be fair, I don't even know who you're here on behalf of, collecting information for.
Mostly myself.
Huh.
Who does Akorai working for?
That part I don't know because he's not ready to tell me.
Huh. So you...
I mean, we could ask him.
And now that this is something that's been spoken out in the open, I can't. I don't know if he's ready to tell me, but
I mean, are you guys wanting to play power politics and help arrange for the fall of the current faction leaders?
I mean, for what you were saying, I've always lived in Costas, and Costas is my home, so if I can make the Order a better place, I don't see a different purpose that I can do. I've always just been a scribe to the Order. I haven't done anything else. I've fallen victim to many of the colorful traditions of the Order. If there's a way I can do some good before whatever happens, I might as well give it a shot.
I don't need to ask you. I already know your answer.
I don't plan on if I can remove those two before I leave or die.
Oh no, that's what I mean. Are you wanting to play power politics, to be involved in creating an opening for somebody else to take the reins?
In making the opening, certainly. If it is just removing two people that I believe to be at their core.
I mean, it might be a little more involved than that, but that's generally the idea.
If I can remove them, that is all that I need. After that, like to go find somewhere where I can have a garden.
I know a place. I think I know somebody that you would get along with very well.
But that is still for the future, because I also refuse to let her hurt people on my account.
I understand that feeling. I had not discussed this because to me it was my fight to fight. I don't expect anyone's help.
And
I think
I
we'd
would
love
be
to
quick
give
to
it.
point out that Killian has yet to determine where he is putting his...
Right, because it's not like I would have crossed the whole empire if you said you needed help, and it's not like I have thrown myself in harm's way to save your life or anything ever before. There's no reason you would assume that people would want to help you just because of who you are.
Like there's literally like she's like she takes all of that literally. Like, yeah.
Tea? I'll refill everybody's tea.
Let me rephrase that. Oh, is that where you want to?
That's so the camera pulls away from our intrepid friends as Killian and Simi launch into this whole tirade about what is or is not the the particulars of their friendship and partnership. Meanwhile,
Oh, not good.
Ooh.
Not good.
up the hill,
Not good. A hat warehouse is on fire.
no. Meanwhile, up the hill, in one of the cozier sitting rooms of the headquarters of the Appellian Order, Master Rosk sits very comfortably, fire blazing in the fireplace before him, sipping very fine brandy. The door opens, and a pair of feet pad in behind him. Ah, Mistress Corell? What brings you to my humble sitting room? I was just wondering if you had word of your precious stepson lately. You know something. I do. Seems he's got another leash around him these days. He's working for that Itzhak fellow from out west. Or back east. Up to the north. Wherever he's from. God.
He's everywhere.
Has us surrounded.
Itzhak. I don't know. That's a name I haven't heard in a while. Yes.
Done by that name since before you were born.
It seems we have a common enemy.
That's with it, so smash it.
What do you propose? Well, I think the only way to bring Itzhak to heel is to yank on the leash that he's holding. You want to use my boy? Of course. You have a lead? Some way to bring him in? Of course. And she tosses a rough pencil sketch on a piece of parchment onto his side table. He looks at it, takes a long draught of his brandy, and very deliberately drips some of the wine onto the picture of Simi's face. That's a face that I want under my knife again. And that's where we're going to leave it for tonight.
He's getting better.
I was going to go to the castle.
I know you.
I was going to go to the castle
I know,
instead.
When you said up the hill, I was like, oh shit.
I'm going to save that for later. You guys started talking about the order. I figured that's a good time to go that direction. Thanks for joining us. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Sorry, I've been a little dark and deep and very whitish, but I've had a head full of snot. So apologies for that, but hope you guys enjoyed it. We will be back next time. Hopefully we will have Nate back with us to join in on the shenaniganery. If you want to catch up on video content, go out to YouTube, search for us, Casual Cactus. You will find most of the video content that we've created. I realize now I didn't upload the last session, but up until then, it's all there. So you can go check out what all we've done. We've got a lot of stuff out there, full episodes, talking about D&D, playing D&D, other games, lots of stuff. Poke around, you'll find something I hope that you will enjoy and want to come back and see more of. We do also keep up a Discord server so you guys can keep tabs on what the broadcasting schedule is going to be and where we're posting stuff. So be sure that you get out there, become a part of that Discord server, and you will always know when we are about to go live. That's going to do it for us here tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Come back and see us next time. Remember,
Grab your bats and grab your balls.
and if all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a glass house. Good night.
Good night.